The budget has gone downhill. Title T. Man. Podcast. Epic. It doesn't even say podcast. It says podca. Man, you're hip. You're shortening words now.
Unbelievable. Podcast.
So before we start, you might be wondering, who's this guy? He doesn't look like the guy from the podcast previously.
Oh yeah.
My hair grows. I can't control it.
Really?
And given
Wow,
really,
what a stupid human. Your hair grows. That's dumb.
you probably have the longest hair in this group.
I know. That's the funny.
Yeah, you're a funny man, Troy. And I'm Rob, and welcome to the Please Don't Watch email. What is this called? The Please Don't Watch This podcast. I'm actually Speed Slasher.
Oh.
And that's actually Carl. 101.
Yeah. There, we did it. We did the rap. It was a quick rap today.
I don't know where to look. Okay, hang on.
You just look at the. I don't know. Well, I mean, you're looking all over the place. But anyways, yes, this is the 22nd episode. 22nd episode of the Please Don't Watch This podcast. I'm your very unstellar host, Carl101. Following me as always is the questionable and unsure Speed Slasher.
This is like the third time we've introduced ourselves.
Well, this is the good one, so we're gonna go with this one.
Cool.
We'll add everything else as extra bits. It'll be in the blooper reel on the DVD.
The bloopers?
Yeah.
That's like the entire stream.
It's been a while. We took
definitely
quite a long hiatus. Lots gone on in the world since the last podcast was actually recorded. So,
yeah, Valentine's happened.
Yeah, it really did.
It sure did.
But yeah, we've got lots to talk about. But before we get started here, it's time to talk about our sponsor, Watch Together, where we go into Watch Together and we both start to play music at the same time, so we have some music to listen to.
So how does this work again? I haven't used this in like 5 years. You just press play and we both listen?
Yeah, I'm just gonna press play and then music plays, and then we that's our playlist for the day.
Okay, so I got to add music into this too. So this is the first podcast I get to actually listen to music.
I yelled at him because I added like 8 songs before he added his first song.
Because I was looking, I was like, man.
He's like, I gotta find something good.
What? You want me to play pee pee poo poo music?
Yeah,
nah,
kinda.
man. And I go, okay.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started with that. We actually wrote out a. Oh, I did, anyways. I don't know if you also copied and wrote out a lot of stuff on your own there. I think you did, though.
I have it here.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a lot to talk about our just lives. I don't know if you have plenty of stuff to talk about. I have many things to talk about, I suppose. But if you'd like to go
It's your
first,
stream, man.
if you'd like to go first, you may go first.
Zoom meetings suck. It's the best we got, but boy, they suck, man. I hate it. Everyone forgets to mute their mics.
Oh,
And then, you know, people just ain't doing it right. And my teachers are like, you know, kind of struggling with it. And it's kind of, online classes are really hard to retain any of the knowledge, like, especially because I have the computer in front of me. I'm like distracting myself. I'm on Discord, even though I shouldn't be looking at people's funny posts, you know?
Mm.
But besides that, like, I don't know, I'm doing okay in the classes because I mean,
They're easier than what's normally.
Yeah, I think so. But also, it's kind of like it's kind of just not. You don't really get to retain much. I think is the outcome.
It kind of sounds more unfun than anything. Like, or just
Yeah,
not worth it.
it's not fun. I don't put my webcam on either because it's strangers. Even though I've probably seen some of the people in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, we should mention there's a thing going on, huh?
Oh yeah.
If you lived under Tom's rock, in Plato's allegory cave.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, dude. There's definitely a thing going on here.
A happening.
Hold on. Let me
What
look
was that
into it
pop?
really quick. Oh, did it just restart that music again?
I haven't even been listening to the music. What's going on here?
Oh, it should have started.
Oh,
Playing
there you go.
So the thing that's happening is Gone Home on Steam is on sale for 50% off. If you didn't know that, that's a big happening right now. As well as Abzu, Night in the Woods is 20% off. Cooking Simulator is 20% off. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is 50% off. Go.
Well, who wants to play that?
buy those games for me. That's the big happening. Oh.
Oops, sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to change the volume
Oh,
because it was like maxed out.
that's the wrong button there, man.
That's the wrong number.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to the next song because I feel like we've now listened to this song a matter of 3 times now.
Oh,
so-
that pop is this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand everything now. This is a great podcast.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Yes.
We're good,
Great.
we're good.
Awesome. All right. Okay. So yeah. I guess we could talk about that a little bit. It's not something I'm the most excited, I guess, supposedly to talk about because everybody has their literal own opinions about it. But we're of course in a strange outbreak quarantine that nobody else in our generation, and probably more so, just our human section of history has ever really dealt with at this point. Maybe a few
Right.
people, but the mass majority is still learning and still coping and still understanding. So
Meanwhile, the other population's going cuckoo crazy and stupid.
yeah, pretty much. I'd like to just start off and say that I don't feel like I have just been affected by anything that is going on. I'm in a weird situation in my own right where like I was already basically quarantined in a sense, and what I mean by that is that my life
Don't go
is
outside.
yeah. Well, I do go outside, but like I go outside to walk the dog. I go to a band once a week, and I go and teach lessons once a week, and then that's literally 5 hours of my life, and then nothing else has really just changed in the sense my lifestyle is. It already was me staying in the house, not going outside all that often to, just the only thing that's really affected me is just the fact that I can't go to like other places readily if I needed to, but I'm not feeling that like I'm falling apart because I can't go to places. I don't have too many friends to go really see during this, and
It's Johnny's birthday today.
Oh, happy
and,
birthday, Johnny!
We can't do anything. I at him on Discord and was like, hey, happy birthday. He hasn't responded back, so.
Maybe you should play a coin game with him. I'm sure he'd enjoy that.
Who? So no one told you that your life was gonna be this way. On my end, I mean, since I go to school, or this would have been the spring quarter. It's been pretty intensive. Change. I just mentioned that I'm taking all my courses online, and it's like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of taking all my classes online. I kind of feel like I'm better when I attend a lecture.
Yeah.
I don't know, with a good professor. With a bad one, I'm like, duh.
Well, I mean, like for me, for sure, I ain't never just enjoyed really taking classes all that much. So,
Right.
Regardless of how I did it, I probably do it better when I have to go to a lecture of some sort. But at the same time, I felt like most lectures that I do or go to, I just kind of was there, just as an
Right.
entity and not really like learning all that often.
I wasn't really. I still consider myself an introvert to a degree, but I feel like I've become more active in like participating in the discussion, especially because these classes aren't like math or anything. It's like social stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's pretty interesting to talk about your own experiences and then like tie it to the whatever you're learning.
Sure.
So all that.
But
Keelan really wants to go to a Target.
I don't like shopping at Target myself. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's too red there. I don't know.
Bullseye.
I don't know. I feel like I can just do equally as well at Walmart than Target, even though Walmart is probably more slummier than Target is.
Slummier.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
But
But yeah. I will say I've been teaching lessons through Zoom myself. Which, if you thought your lectures were strange and awkward,
I don't know how you.
teaching tuba and trombone through Zoom is its own thing.
And then the other kid has like a crappy mic, so it's like,
Yeah.
You're like, good job, you really did it.
Well, it's a super struggle because like I'm at the end of the day, like I can't work on that. I'm just working on accuracy for a lot of stuff. You know,
Right.
just what can I work on?
I guess not really much. Yeah, you're kind of.
Is it?
That's awkward. Like,
Is this song with lyrics?
Which one? Which one did you put in here? Oh, dude, you put the Siva Gunner one on there.
I'm like, why am I hearing lyrics here?
Yo, pay attention.
I didn't
What
think
you
about
had.
it. I'm like, what's
You
going
put the
on?
meme one on.
Oh, I finally got
This is the most
trolled.
experimental you've been like this for this.
All right.
So back to it. What I thought you is it just tubas you do, or do you do other instruments when you teach?
So my primary is in low brass, which means that it's tuba, trombone, euphonium. Euphonium being the smaller tuba. So like if you think about a full size tuba being like this big, obviously I don't be able to see it until it's,
I had to look. I had to look to the pot.
you know, a tuba is like probably around the size of like this, where euphonium is more like this kind of size here. It plays. If you think about a piano, when you come to like. When you think of instruments, like you're familiar with octaves on a piano, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so each instrument kind of has like a set octave range.
Right.
So like the euphonium is like the next octave range up from the tuba's kind of primary area.
Okay.
So it's in the tenor classification, if you will, if you think of voice ranges.
I get it.
So, but that's generally what I teach. Anything that is bass clef, that is brass, I will gladly and easily teach any student that.
I feel like guitar is probably one of the easier instruments to teach on Zoom. I think.
So here's the issue with like, and if here, I can grab one right now. I can make an example. So the thing with guitar is that it's really difficult to when you're holding the when you're next to a student, I can just walk up to them and like put your finger here, and then you put your finger there, and you put your fingers like there.
Right.
So the problem is that you can't really do that when you're doing an online lesson. It's just more of like I have to figure out other methods of being able to kind of show that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And so I mean the thing I would probably say right now for anybody that is interested in possibly doing lessons over Zoom as far as the musical style of it, number one, as much as I don't want to just like cut them off, teaching a beginner over Zoom is probably a terrible idea. I just think that's I don't want to be like it's impossible. I just think that with the limitations of what we still have here, the technology that the student will probably have as a beginner is probably just not going to be enough for them to really get the understanding, because, and it's not even so much for the student to also get the understanding, is that the professor or the teacher or the coach or whatever you want to define them, won't be able to fully understand what they're receiving on their end as well if they have, you know, the basic laptop microphone and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
I would only say that you can only teach right now at like, you know, upper level people that already know what's going on in their mind, what's their understanding of the instrument is at to a degree where they don't have to sit there and be like, hold your hand here, or they have to touch or anything like that. The other thing too about Zoom meetings is that I only feel like you can do it for so long. With lag, the most unfortunate thing that happens is that you cannot play with your student.
Right.
I'm really big on saying, you know, making a student understand something through questions that they ask themselves, or even implying a question that is asked through them, like saying, why does this happen? Even though they don't absolutely at all know the answer to that, but to get their minds going through that kind of stuff. And but the thing is that like on the same side, you know, I do understand that you have to play with them and kind of just show them how it goes and all that kind of stuff. And I can do that to a degree, but when I need to play with them that option is rendered impossible because you're talking 3 or 4 seconds probably of lag between one student to another. And even though I live 10 minutes from my students, so to say, it's still just gonna be there. And I mean, it right now with your laptop. I mean, it's probably not the fastest response time for most of this kind of stuff anyway. So.
No.
And some of my students, like I was one of my I had to work with her for a good 10 to 15 minutes to get anything to happen because her tablet was displaying at want to say 2 FPS a second.
Ooh.
It was juicy. So
I'm better than some people.
Yeah. So it was. So
I was gonna mention though, like I feel like the retention part is also just down the window for a lot of those students that
it's so like my student, she came to me asking for a few lessons specifically because she wanted help on audition stuff, which I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I just kind of put the flyer out there, or just the feeler out, as they say, out there for, do you guys want to do this? Please hit me up, let me know. I don't have all of my students back, but I have a couple of them back right now. So
right.
It's something for them to do. It keeps them busy as well. So I'm totally fine with all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's definitely I wish this is one of those things where it's like I wish I had $1 million because I'd be able to just like send them equipment like
right
and not have them use their crap that they have, like,
or just go in a hazmat suit. And then have a little hole in the thing for your tooth.
Because that'll work.
Yeah. It won't.
But yeah, Zoom is also a very interesting like this is this is one of those things where it's like I really wish people would just get over this thing where Discord is a bad program, because like Discord does things that are so much better than Zoom could ever. Even Skype. I just got rid of Skype I finally have done it. I have gotten rid of Skype. I do not log into Skype for anything anymore.
I was telling Carl that Zoom is Skype but worse.
It is. It's literally Skype but worse.
I think that's pretty apt.
But I don't get it. Like, just use Discord. Everybody just use Discord. It's great.
There are some teachers that use Discord, but what happened was another student just booted up Overwatch and started streaming on the same.
Well, I mean, there's options to prevent that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but not every teacher's gonna know that.
Yeah.
For us, Zoom is like kind of hard coded into our website, so. I mean, I guess that's just what we have to use.
But I'll say it's really interesting because like we're in a new generation of this is going to start becoming a more of our future, all this online stuff. Eventually the internet is going to get to that point where it's going to be I mean it technically already is there. I know I was saying that you can't really play with somebody. That being said, there was a test that was done a while ago. I want to say this was almost 6 or 7 years ago, just to see if they could do it, where they wanted to see if 2 people could play in time together, and they said that the lag distance was about the size of 8 to 10 feet, I think, apart.
Right.
So I know that doesn't seem like much, and it doesn't seem like that'd be problematic for people, but it's more so it's more lag than you think on the ears, on a professional level, as far as playing out to like it's like the echo and all that kind of stuff just kind of gets there, especially if like you think about it being in a big concert hall where they're 8 to 10 feet away from each other in that sense. So that, which is pretty impressive for back then, but just more so of when can we get to closer to that point is when we'll be able to start really
via internet.
Yeah, is when we'll start to be able to really start pulling out all the exciting, really optimizing and utilizing internet. The other thing too is that at some point we're going to come to the realization where budget hardware is probably going to be looked a little more frowned upon, I think.
So you mean like a Dell that's at the store for $800 or something?
Not even like $800. I'm talking about like the $300 Dell. Like either that's gonna be just kind of phased away as like general beginner models, or we're gonna see more professional stuff kind of cheapen up just because the supply and demand becomes more and more, and eventually just the upper hardware to run a lot of this stuff is hopefully gonna just kind of streamline itself out, I think. But I mean,
I made that face for Tom, by the way. Sorry.
but but we're not nearly there, I think, yet. We still got a ways to go. And this is
Right.
kind of, I think really this is our first test into where we can even go with a lot of this stuff.
There's a lot of things that this whole thing is illuminating, like how half the things in this world are just kind of lies. how like, you know, they unlimited the data cap or whatever for Discord servers, and it's like, so you just had that there for other purposes,
Well,
monetary gain,
so that
stuff like that.
that one's kind of a hard one because obviously,
I'm not dissing Discord in particular. I'm saying there's
No.
a lot of other things that
I mean,
are
sure,
of greater warranting. You know,
sure, like
scale.
Comcast, releasing, you know, the caps for, you know, general internet and all that kind of stuff is there too.
Right.
It's this is one of those things where I still think the internet is kind of in the young side of it, and we're still trying to establish even where
Sorry.
where we even want to, or where we can, you know, be with that, I guess. You know,
It is still generally a new thing, and like the fact that it's just available to people like what in the 90s, 80s or so,
yeah,
and even more so like I think the 2000s, the mid 2000s is when like everyone was getting internet one way or another, and now it's kind of like you have to have internet to do a lot of these stuff. You
right.
know?
But
So-
the other issue is that with like files becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, back in the late 90s, you know, the early 2000s, when, you know, we had dial-up at what, a megabyte, I want to say. If that, maybe a kilo, like, you know, somewhere around the kilobytes era, 512 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it, you know, that they had only, you know, refined it to be able to go into that issue where they could have, you know, caps based on that, you know, data.
And how big are SD cards nowadays? You know, like
I don't. So
big.
I don't think you can really. I feel like there is a terabyte SD card out there, but I feel
think
like,
so. I think so.
I feel like it's also on that super questionable side of, like, I don't know if it'll.
It's like,
work
why do you
out.
need a terabyte on an SD?
Yeah. Like, I understand some of the reasoning behind why they have the caps and stuff like that. Like, there's things that make sense about it, but I also understand that, like, there is also a monetary gain to be had by flipping it more.
Learning
So, you know, you know, if there's a cap at, let's say, like, you know, 100 terabytes per person, like, realistically speaking, that's the maximum that they can throttle for anybody. Then, you know, that's what's at. But, you know,
Yeah.
if they say that and then they turn around and they're like, well, 1 terabyte is your max, you know, then there's a lot of questions to, well, what are you doing with the other 99 terabytes that are still readily available there? So,
My brain can't even process a gigabyte.
yeah, so, I mean, it's just, yes, people are abusing the system, but I don't want to just sit there and say as well that, like,
Gentlemen,
they,
behold!
it's everybody at fault and everybody's being greedy jerks about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think to be cynical to that
Self-will.
point is kind of, you know, you're not gonna, nothing's gonna really get done.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like this debate is beyond us.
Yeah, and this is just one of those things where it's like, no, everybody's annoyed, everybody's on edge, everybody's just like, you can try and be as happy as possible about it, but like, still, somebody's gonna be upset just because this is an upsetting time. So no matter what you do, what happens, all that kind of stuff, it's like, I don't know. And the bottom line too is that I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to ever be an expert on this kind of stuff. So you know,
Half the stuff you said just flew over me.
so like, you know, I mean, I could be talking complete gibberish for the most part, but
Right.
at the same time, I feel like, you know, I don't want to just up and be like, you know, they're just flat out abusing the system too, because, you know, there's things about this that I feel like I could be flat out abusing just because of what's going on about that. You know, everybody could be think of all the people that are not working now and then just getting free money now.
Yes.
I mean, that could be defined as, abusing the system. But, it's all on how you word it. It's all on just how you think about it. It's all on just subject to whoever just looks at it, and then if one person decides to make it a positive or spin it into a negative, it just can blast into a completely just off tangent thing to what originally it was. So,
Right?
So I mean, I think that's just what we're gonna have to deal with for the time being now, with whatever is going on, whoever's saying what, all that kind of stuff. Just
I think overall, we're both fortunate that it's not extremely impacting us. Like my sister has a government job. She's not gonna, stop working.
Right.
People are gonna keep dying.
Yeah, so
That's how she phrases it.
right, and
My mom's a nurse, so there's double that.
yeah. So,
I just get to sit around and then read about the sociology, and then I eat the chip.
so, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I think the biggest concern that I've had about this time now is that, am I supposed to be upset? Am I supposed to be happy? Am I supposed to be, I don't know how emotionally I'm even supposed to take something like this. And honestly speaking, I don't think anybody really does it themselves. There are people dying. There are people that are perfectly healthy. There are people that say this is stupid. There are people that are taking this too seriously. I mean,
Right.
like, it's just
There are people who want to just go outside, but then that's not helping.
Yeah, so it's just
I need to get my haircut.
I think at the end of the day, I can only just be myself, and that's about it. I mean,
Right.
I can, and I don't think there's anything I can really necessarily provide to better the situation in hand right now, other than maybe
think
just
for
upholding,
me, sorry.
other than just, I guess, upholding what laws are in place right now, and trying to understand and be as up to date as I can about everything that needs to be just done.
Right. It's
Okay,
good to
that's-
be cautious. It's bad to be panicking. I think.
Yeah.
My way of approaching it. Because panic just leads you to do irrational decisions, and I think you just have to take it by like when this all started. I wasn't taking it too seriously, and then when things started to like go who, I went oh right. If I can phrase that in do words. Right. Like Tom, I think, has been impacted pretty much. Like, for example, there's a lot of people in this group that have been impacted. Some worse than others, and I hope if anything out of all this, I hope that we're entertaining to a degree to help out.
Yeah, so
I think that's all we can offer.
and that's I wasn't actually planning on talking about this, but I mean, I guess
Me neither. I just want to talk about Zoom meeting.
yeah, so, but I guess at the same time too, like, I guess that's the only way I can think about that. I'm just kind of providing towards this, is that trying to keep something that isn't talk about it to a degree during this situation. I really I don't really say I don't praise too much, and I should probably do so more often than I give everybody credit to. But I just wanted to say that I'm really proud of everybody in the Discord for how well you guys have actually taken just anything really that's just happened, whether it be political, whether it be the outbreak right now, whether it be just any hot topics or anything like that. I'm a really big proponent of just not having that being talked about in my chat, and it's not because that I feel that it's we need to be banning it in my chat, we need to be suppressing that kind of stuff in my chat. It's just more of like, I'm looking to keep my chat as just kind of the happy place to go when we don't want to talk about it. I feel like there has to be some sort of an outlet like that where regardless of whatever's going on for that kind of stuff, that we can, at the end of the day, if we need to, just have a spot where none of that is relevant, and we just share to talk about, we just want to play video games, as it's said.
And I mean, I think for me, I feel like we're not really at capacity to really offer anything that really, like, okay, someone got it or something. We can't really. I feel like we're not the people equipped to. Sure, I feel like venting is fine, but like, I feel like we wouldn't appropriately, you know, will be there, right? But it's
Yeah.
like I feel like the people that you have to talk to are probably not us, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think is where I'm going with that.
and I think a lot of people too understand too that like I don't deal well if you start breaking down and crying. Not to say that this is unacceptable or anything. I mean, emotions are what they are. You have to take them as is, or they take you for what you are. And if you have to break down and cry in public, that's just it. I'm sure plenty of us are going to be supportive in whatever sad thing has happened for you. But I'm more of a person that also deals with a lot of things where it's like if anybody has a problem, I would rather you talk to me in private about it, so we can kind of discuss maybe. And I think there's kind of a comfort level too when dealing with that kind of stuff. So usually
Right.
in the public, I would deal with not doing that or just kind of divulging, and then we'll work on it in a more better situation for the time being. So.
Yeah, I think the way I phrased that previous thing might sound a little inane. If you want to privately discuss, like, some other people have been like, I'm a little concerned, and I'm like, well, here's what I think, and I think, these things, and et cetera, et cetera. It's just like I don't know. It's just hard. It's a hard balance.
Yeah.
Like I don't allow. It's not like hard not allow. It's just that I don't really incite a lot of political discussion in my Discord either, just because I feel like one, and it creates a chasm in the group more often than not.
Yeah.
And two, it's like I don't know where to be on that sometimes. Sometimes I'm not fully aware of something. So.
Well, and the other thing too that you have to take into consideration too is that a lot of people really frown that you're just not an expert about political stuff and all that. And to me, I look at that more so as that are you supposed to?
I think being in sociology, I've definitely become more attuned to considering things politically, but still, I'm not in the know, and I think that's my main reason. Like I feel like if things get out of hand, it's like, well, then what do I do? I'm not really well equipped in this kind of field of discussion, and I feel like though we should be, it's like hard to.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too is that like I when you think about the question of like what does it take to be a professional political whatever,
I think the professionals have standards.
I mean think about it. Like when you think about every political job out there, whether it be a senator, whether it be the president, whether it be just your local mayor or anything like that, at the end of the day, who is really fully qualified to take those positions?
There's too many aspects of politics to really be a master of it all.
Yeah, and
I think.
And at the end of the day, I've just kind of looked at it as like everybody and nobody. So, and with that, what I'm getting at more so is saying that I don't think it should be frowned upon if you don't have any sort of understanding of political talk like that, which is what I kind of keep myself. Donkey Kong clearly is for this president.
Ooh, banana! Vote for me.
But I just wanted to get back to what I was saying is that I think sometimes people get frowned on that they don't follow politics at all, and they're supposed to. I feel like I have been kind of peer pressured a couple times into trying to be into politics, and not
Right.
to say like. I always keep it out of my chats, and I'm trying as hard as I can right now to make sure to not start bringing up names, parties, and all that kind of stuff because I just don't want to.
Mario Party.
That's the most radical political grouping there.
Radical.
But it's not to say that like I'm not aware of a lot of the stuff. I just prefer
Right.
that I question just I guess more so myself than I would anybody else. Just how much stuff am I supposed to know? And then becomes the issue of like when you look at the parties, think about how many sides are being taken, how many drastically different sides of a lot of this kind of stuff for serious issues and all that kind of stuff. And it's could be a matter of just the timing, it could be a matter of just the knowledge, it could be a matter of many things.
I think it's better to be in the know. You could be unaware. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think a problem could be if you're aware of something and you don't do anything about it. I think that's always a bad thing. Because you could be blissfully unaware of like something that's happening around the world, but I don't think you should be blamed because there's so many things that are happening around the world. But you know, if you learn about it, I think that's always a good thing.
But sometimes I feel that there are situations where you're supposed, if you are aware of an issue that's happening, you know, you might not be able to just do anything about it anyways.
Yeah, because a lot of problems are like beyond us, like food insecurity, for example. There's like, it's like, what can I do except like donate food and all that? Yeah.
Here's a bigger question. It's like, you know, if a country is threatening my country, what am I supposed to do?
Play Mario Party.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's just so many things where it's like I can sit there and, you know, voice my opinion, or I could sit there and vote or something like that for a specific reason and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, what has this done, I guess, for me, and how much more do I need to do to make it more of a thing? And then by the time you just keep going into it, you eventually just find yourself probably just becoming some sort of a politician at that point. So. But I mean, I don't know.
This is a weird discussion. Could you cut that all out and then could we start over?
Wow.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Zoom meetings suck. Look at my cool poster.
So I'll digress here and we'll start to move on here because.
Right. You know what's funny? He put 30 minutes for opening lines. We've been at it for an hour.
Well, you also have to understand too, is that we had a goofy start there.
It was like what, 20 minutes, 10 minutes? It's still. I don't know. Just at the end of the day, you should just know that we're not the best at that.
Yeah, we're not the best at discussing that, and we only felt that we needed to bring this up right now just because, you know, it is the topic of topics that's going on throughout the world right now.
Everyone's discussing it. Just be alert when you can, be aware, don't panic,
and I think
be cautious.
We just wanted to bring it up to say, you know, we're aware of it, we understand, we're not sitting here just ignorantly blissfully ignorant, as Speed would put it.
Pizza.
But at the same time, we're doing our expertise at doing a stupid podcast for you guys right now to keep you guys entertained during the sadness that is possibly going on right now for most people. So that being said, let's move on to other stuff that I want to talk about. Since
let's go walk over to the other fun topic we got.
Wait, hold on. Keep going.
Death and famine.
Keep going.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
We have enough songs to cover this podcast and
I was
playlist.
just thinking of that.
If we don't, we'll put we'll just put like a playlist of like someone uploaded or something.
Yeah, right.
I'll add that later. Okay, we're gonna move on to our fun topic, folks.
Oh, I had lots of other stuff I actually wanted to talk about first before.
Oh, in life?
Yeah, I didn't even
go ahead.
Didn't get a chance to even get to all that stuff.
No,
so.
you can still talk. Who cares if it's a 3-hour podcast for our podcast? That's the norm these days.
So I want to talk about YouTube for a second. While we're getting, since this is part of my life that I've been really focusing on. I've been enjoying re-uploading again. I'm finally getting back into that. I backed away from doing the second upload, and now there's going to be a second upload on a daily basis for everybody. I'd like to just get an understanding of if that's too much for people or not. I mean, just be honest. You know, like I'd be interested to see what you guys want.
I'm not caught up on Pikmin.
Pikmin 2 or 3?
3. Well, okay, both. I'll admit it.
I'll admit it. But
it's but I feel like I make up for that for being at like almost every stream.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But the only reason I wanted to bring up YouTube specifically is because I've been talking with a couple of the people here, and I don't know where this is going to end up eventually going, but as it sits right now, I was looking into the opening up the YouTube partner stuff on my channel. And
I don't know how that works at all. I think you were talking to me about it briefly.
So I asked.
And I was like, I don't know.
I asked Speed, and yeah, he said I have no idea. I've never really done any of that kind of stuff. So if I go into the studio section right now, which just shows all my.
Okay, let's walk over there too.
So when I look at my like requirements, there's two major requirements that need to happen. The first requirement is that you need at least 1,000 subscribers, which I'm fully launched over at 5,260 right now. So no problems there. The other requirement, this is a weird song. What song is this?
This is Colin's Crown, man. Look at the poster. It's Colin's Crown.
The other requirement is that you need a public watching of so many hours from people.
Oh.
So right now, as it sits, you need 4,000.
What? A week?
No, per
month.
Let's see.
Year.
To get the YouTube's partner program, your channel needs 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months.
Oh, good.
And 1,000 subscribers. Your channel will also get reviewed to make sure it follows YouTube monetization policies, which I will have to. There might be a lot of changes on my channel based on that kind of stuff. I don't know what that requires. I'm gonna have to read through a lot of that, but I would say a good 80% of my videos are probably okay for that, as far as I know. So there might be just some stuff that might be lost to the void, depending on, or perhaps I'll upload them to a like Carl 101.
Carl 102.
Memories, upload
Memories.
or something like that.
Yeah, chain of memories.
But
Carl 101.5.
But as it sits right now, out of 4,000 hours, I am at 3,914 hours.
Holy smokes!
So I'm more closer than I thought I would be.
Me too.
At this venture of not being able to do anything else, there's no reason why I should try and push for this. So that's the big thing that I think is going to happen for that. There's a few things that I need to get done on the channel specifically that I need to do. Number one is I need to get rid of that profile banner and upload something that's more like correct for YouTube, I think. Specifically something in around like uploads at this time, and just more of a not just being Mega Charizard X as the profile banner. Number two is that I need to do a new channel intro, because the 2016 one that I uploaded many years ago is supremely out of date.
It should be the Krusty Krab going down this. I'll give it to you, man.
So for those of you who don't understand what he's talking about, on Speed's YouTube channel, not his Twitch channel, if you just go onto his channel right now, you will see that there is a video which what's it literally called, investing your
time into this channel.
Yeah, will result in this, and it's an upside down Krusty Krab that's just going down a
I didn't realize I hit the height of my comedy like when I was like 12 years old. It's funny. I haven't used that channel anymore. Well, I use it to like comment, watch things, but like none of my content's gonna go there.
Comment.
Anyway, back to you. This is
comment. A comment below for the people that are watching the podcast, or if you're here in the Twitch chat right now, you should tell Speed that
the back of my head look ridiculous.
You should tell Speed that he needs to upload more. Ready, go.
Okay, let's keep talking.
See, Evan says you should upload. The
1-1.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I can't help you.
Okay.
Oh, you get 2-1. Oh.
Uh-oh.
2-2. Oh.
Okay. Anyway.
Wow. Wooch is like, delete your videos. Deleted.
No, if it's not Donkey Kong, it ain't on the website. That's the Zork's promise. So what else do you need? Just that? Those two things?
Yeah. So it's I have to understand how the YouTube just monetization program even works for that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. A lot of my channel,
spooky.
A lot of my channel is probably gonna be just like destroyed in essentially the rebuilding of it. The thing I am the most worried about and unsure about is the music that's already been uploaded onto my channel. I don't know what guidelines that falls under. That might just be okay to stay on there.
I think so.
I just don't. I have to read more into the monetization stuff to fully get the idea. But if I'm at the 2 goals that they're primarily looking for in just the basic requirements of that, I don't think there should be a problem with going forward with a lot of that stuff.
Right.
So
I'm 1/20th of the way there. You better be careful, man. Some competition.
So
I got 42 subscribers or something on my Afternoon Casuals.
So everybody watching, go subscribe to Afternoon Casuals and Speed.
What's the point if they don't watch anything?
So
I guess I should. I mean, I'd like to get back to it, but obviously I don't have the time, and it's not fun if it's just Kevin. Where's Johnny? You ask me that all the time. I don't know where he is right now.
Well,
probably at home.
He's celebrating his birthday in peace, I guess.
Anything else about your life?
So I guess if to close up on YouTube, I'm gonna probably start working again into maybe putting more music back on the channel.
He's been working on it. You've heard it, folks, on the concerts a little.
Well, the thing with the concerts is that I've been working on just stuff for live playing. I haven't been working on doing stuff for actually uploading to YouTube. So when I do the actual uploads to YouTube, I'm very still crossed on if I want to start doing the music video route. The unfortunate truth is that I still don't think I have enough time to just make those happen. So I'm just kind of more thinking that maybe I should just stop doing that. But at the same time, like if I want to really progress my music and get it more out there, which I do, I really do want that to happen. You know, the music video is the primary format for that kind of stuff, and that's what people are looking for more so.
I have an idea. Just record footage of Kea.
I mean, it probably
like
would
on the
sell.
guitar or something.
Like,
that's like big brain. That's messing with the algorithm.
It probably would, in fact, just sell. But I mean, I guess, yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, I could do a lot of videos where Kaya's just sleeping in the background while I'm playing some metal song or something.
It's a good idea.
Because I feel like there are a lot of videos like that where they just put their dog or cat in there. Like that's fully a YouTube algorithm. Like just put an animal there, and it'll be great.
I mean, I think it never hurts to experiment. It never hurts to try it out if you have the time to do it.
I just, you know, it's just a lot of ventures and you know, I guess let's combine Twitch and YouTube together here to talk about it. You know, it's, I want to keep playing more live music. I'd like to record more music. It's just balancing all this time to do it as well as to get the practice and to, you know, essentially write these songs, as it were. So it's just, you know, and the other thing too is that I got to figure out if that kind of stuff needs to be uploaded on the Carl101 channel, or if I need to possibly, you know, create a Carl's Music Box YouTube account.
I think splitting up your channel too many times is going to be problematic. I think you should just stick with it on one channel.
That's fine. I'm not saying that I shouldn't do that because I think it'd be more cleaner looking in a sense. I'm saying that I have to make sure I follow the guide, because YouTube is much more harder to follow guidelines with than Twitch can ever be. You know, I feel like Twitch in a sense can be on the more lax side of a lot of stuff. They're kind of, you know.
Zork says, Carl, cat keyboard is all the hat. Bread dog is a big pog. It's a good idea.
Bread dog is big. So what are you talking about, Tofu Chan?
I don't know. But no, hopefully you don't have to move anything. I don't actually wasn't familiar with how strict it would be. Do you really have to specify yourself as one kind of channel?
Well, let me here. I could just take a look at the policies here if it's super not that long. What we check when we review your channel are let me move this over. No, not that. Oh yeah, I can put that in front of you.
Okay, so it says here, our reviewers check content that best represents your channel against our policies. Since our reviewers can't check every video, they may focus on your channel's main theme, most viewed videos, newest videos, biggest proportion of watch time, video metadata, including titles, thumbnails, and all that kind of stuff. Follow the YouTube guidelines. Okay, spam, nudity, child safety, all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. There's the AdSense program, which I have no idea, and I have to look into for that. That's something to do with Google.
Right.
But the biggest things that have always been my concern about YouTube is copyright stuff. There's so much that I know, and there's so much that I don't know, and you know, it's unfortunate sometimes too. I think because it's one of those things where it's like the littler guys really could use a lawyer going into this, but at the same time, like, to hire a lawyer is such a number one, I don't have cash for a lawyer, nor would anybody else just doing this as a basic monetized hobby, as it will, which is actually, I found out, something that you can file under taxes for. So
Really?
yeah, it's the hobby tax, as it is. Like, you make money doing your hobby if you declare it as such. But it's at the same time, I feel like at the same time, it's kind of like, it's one of those, like, I feel like if you're making money at that point, it does not become it doesn't fall under a hobby anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so just.
I mean, I still make I do hobby. I do draw, and then I get commission. You know, I don't get taxed for that though.
Well, we'll have to change. We'll have to change that, won't we?
No, I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just Speed Slasher.
So is HR gonna have to send you a W-2?
A WTF? A what?
No. You've never done taxes before, so, yeah, when you work.
Let's skip this.
What are you Speed? Are you implying that nobody here wants to talk about? Who wants to talk about taxes, huh?
No.
Yeah, Carl, let's talk about taxes.
No, Carl, let's not talk about taxes at all. No, go away.
See, Evan's like, yes, let's talk about taxes.
Mm.
Say it for the people who are too afraid to say they don't know. But yeah, okay. So we won't talk about that. We won't go into taxes and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
You're
so
already talking about one thing about the economy or whatever.
yeah. Well, taxes. I mean, taxes are taxes. Like, you know, there's
what's
no
promised in life? Taxes, death.
Oh yeah.
The government doesn't know the woman.
Jordan von Struggle.
No. Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh.
Dude,
that's gonna be audible.
I think Woot's after you now. I think he's fed up with you.
Yeah.
He really wants you to delete your videos.
Hold on, let me. Okay. You know, yeah, sometimes I forget that that's an ambulance and not a police siren. Anyway, well, what's next on the agenda, Pops?
So, well, I guess to close it out, you know, yeah. So lots of stuff coming this way, for all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to make sure everything just keeps blowing up, getting bigger and bigger. Trying to figure out ways to invite, you know, newer people to the grouping too. You know that.
Right. Join our Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. It's great. We talk about not what we talked about the past hour.
30 hour. I was gonna ask you, what's the do you want to tell people what your next playthrough is? Will this come out before that?
You mean Super Paper Mario?
What?
They already know.
Oh wait, do you say that in Pikmin or something?
Yeah, well, I think I said that on Friday, but this will be.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about for the YouTube channel.
This will be out. Well, it's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow being Monday, April 27th. But it will probably be on like part 4 or 5 by the time this goes up. I've been trying to figure out which day is the best to upload these now. Now that we're finally caught up with the podcast and we're not having to bulk upload on the main channel here. Also, this is another thing that would be interesting to see what gets. If it should technically get monetized, I'll have to make sure like music that's, you know, acceptable to
Yeah,
YouTube.
I picked no film soundtrack, even though I wanted to listen to one.
Especially since we especially, you know, what's odd is that the podcasts are getting quite an audience. All things there's a podcast episode that has, I believe, 100 views on it.
Yeah, maybe the first one.
Yeah, so I look at that and I'm like, we gotta keep doing this.
Yeah, I hope so.
So you almost put subscribe to Carl 101 as my message on my grad picture for the online ceremony.
Yeah, I was smiling. I was smiling at that.
But yeah, so I just to go on to Twitch really quick. I had a really solid week with Twitch. We had hardly any internet drops. I finally got back to doing a full week of internet. I had been, to briefly go over why I've been kind of on off, and just kind of feeling all over the places, that I have been sick. Not related to
What else is new?
yeah, not related to the current pandemic going on right now, but which is even more so of a struggle because I'm showing most of the symptoms that would be described as part of the pandemic right now. But
Right.
my allergies have just been killing me, as well as getting over a few other things in life that I need to. I'm just kind of coming to the realization of, you know, just like I am getting old, even though I'm 27 and it's not nearly an old age at all, and I understand that fully every time I say that, but at the same time, like, my body is starting to catch up to me based on what I've done to it in the past 27 years of living. So
I was gonna say the past 24 hours, didn't you eat a mountain of chicken?
yeah, see, doing stuff like that is probably not the more ideal thing for my body. So trying to push myself to, you know, finally fix my body, fix myself, and be more healthy on a daily basis will, and I would hope, get me to be more uppity, get me to be more exciting to watch, and get me to be more really just interested in doing more streaming and all that kind of stuff. You know, that has been really the major issue of what's holding me back through a lot of these streams, and why I haven't really been doing like the 5-hour streams, and maybe even just doing, you know, 2 to 2.5 hours on a given time. It's not always that kind of thing. There's, you know, other things that just kind of come into mind and into play. And as well, when I do like recording sessions versus Twitch, you know, on the same day as the Twitch stream, that can be difficult too, because I've already been talking for, you know, a recording session can go up to 3 hours, give or take. And then it's a matter of, you know, talking for another 5 hours after that. So
That's always the tough thing about, like, what if I want to stream before this or whatever? It's like, well, then I'm going to be tired, but I don't know. I feel like I've done fine at that. I feel like people like it when I'm more tired for some reason.
Yeah,
Not too sure about that.
So, just I'd like to feel better, and it's time for me to feel better. And I think the hardest step that I have to figure out is what I can. I know this is going to come off as a dumb question, and it usually does.
Okay.
I do not know what to even start a brand new diet on. I have no understanding of meals other than the 5 meals that I generally eat outside, or that I just generally eat.
You mean, so like you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks account for 2 of those meals?
So, like, obviously, I don't normally eat a breakfast. What I mean by that is, like, I don't eat breakfast food.
Because you're not awake at that time.
Yeah, and, well, the other thing, too, is that, like, I don't wake up and I'm just like, I want, you know, cereal, or I want, you know, waffles or anything like that. You know, I eat those, but I just don't.
Classes.
They're not something that I just look forward to. So they rarely get eaten, is the thing. So usually I just kind of skip to lunch most of the time. So, you know, I normally eat on a daily basis either a frozen pizza or some hot dogs and fries, and that's generally about it. And then, you know, on the occasion, then I'll go out and get, you know, fried chicken, or, you know, maybe a burger, or, you know, and
You're making me hungry.
I'm probably making everybody hungry, but the point I'm more so trying to stress out is
Carl, you legit the type of, you're Patrick, where he's like, what'd you eat this for morning? A chicken, a pizza.
I am.
Come on.
It's true.
I think that's where you gotta realize, you know, it's a shame. I'm not a dietitian, but obviously the best person to consult is a registered dietitian, but obviously they're not the most. What?
Well, you don't know. Yeah, it's even my doctors suggested that too, and the only reason I haven't just like gone out to talk
They're expensive.
yeah, there's that too. And the other thing is that, like, I I'm sure I'm gonna have to like meet with them to like explain everything, because I feel like part of meeting a dietitian is that like they probably are gonna have to analyze what you look like in a sense too, to kind of get an understanding, because even though like yes, I have a stomach, yes, it is a little larger than I'd care it for it to be, but there are other parts of your body too that do grow in a sense too, and if they, depending on what you eat, can also, I think, maybe affect what kind of happens with that kind of stuff too.
I agree with Tom. Eating healthier is expensive. That's why a lot of lower socioeconomic places have fast food, because it's just the more affordable option for them, and they typically don't have the time to cook too, if they do get vegetables and stuff.
So
Great, we're going.
So the question, yeah, this is why the podcast is great. We've gone completely off the rails, but we're still trekking along here. But the question, do I know how to cook?
In
yes.
Hex, you cook a burger.
Yes. Could I figure it out? Yes, I could figure it out. Have I cooked stuff before? Yes, I have cooked stuff before. But do I consider myself like chef quality or anything like that? No, I don't. Part of, and getting more towards it, like here's the issue at hand now, is that I explained it earlier, and it really is an issue where I don't know what's even available. I look at a lot of websites and just saying, what can I eat that has no sugar whatsoever, because I'm reading into what
Even fruits have sugar.
Even what I eat and what I kind of what I look at as far as healthy, it seems to be that sugar is a huge factor into a lot of it. And no sugar is extremely tough. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out what I could eat that I can eat that would be, number one, a meal. Because, obviously I don't want to starve myself. And number two would be, tastefully acceptable is probably the best term I can put it into.
I think you'll just have to have a time of experimentation. But really, the things you need are slow integration and, I guess, just... I was onto something. I forgot. Just knowing what you can stomach is a big thing into going onto a diet, or just figuring out and then seeing the effects on it. Eating healthy could be good, but if you don't like the food, you're gonna start eating more of that or something to make up for it and all that. Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah, no. So
sure, I only took one course of the diet. The nutrition.
So the thing with the meal box is that here's the other thing that's concerning about me, is that I don't want to buy a meal and not eat it. I am really extremely I know we've joked about it and all that kind of stuff, but it's probably more worse than you guys realize how bad I am when it comes to picky food. I have an extremely terrible gag reflex. So anything that my tongue tastes that is unacceptable, I will immediately not want to eat it. I will spit it out immediately. Do you
think this has to do with the childhood thing? Because I don't like seafood because my parents are like, eat the shrimp, and I'm like, these are not Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, there's. It's not to say that I've been, I guess, bullied in a sense or anything like that, but I have been. There is, I guess, a lot of peer pressure into having to feel this need to try everything as possible. But I think it's just more of this. I just never had an interest of trying new things and all that kind of stuff. So
right.
I just didn't, and I guess that just here I am now.
It's all thanks to the Krispy Kreme,
the Krispy
dude.
Kreme incident.
That's why you can't. But it's gonna be a hard process. It's kind of just another part where you probably just have to sit down and kind of just accept things like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think what you really need to do is just start integrating these foods into foods you already enjoy, and then maybe you could differentiate between what aspects you can keep with the healthy food and all that.
Well, first things first is I gotta even find what foods I even want. I looked up a list that was like, here are the 15 tastiest foods that don't have sugar, and it's like, okay, oh boy, here we go, let's take a look, and it's like, what the heck are these things?
Let me go for some fried tofu right now.
15 foods without sugar for
water. Lettuce.
Or rather 15 meals. Let's see if we get ahead here. No sugar added recipes. 20 naturally sweet diet or dinners. So we have creamy buffalo chicken zoodles, and I look at this picture and I'm like, there's a lot of green stuff in there. There's a lot of questionable stuff in there. It's like, okay, yogurt chicken curry. I've never had curry in my life, and I have no idea. And I feel like there's, not to say that curry is could be necessarily disgusting, but I feel like there's a lot of hit or miss when it comes to curry for people. Some people just like it, and some people just hate it.
Well, you don't know if you are.
And yeah, it's true. I fully admit that.
I like curry. I like it with katsu.
Tacos stuffed into sweet potato. I hate sweet potatoes, so that would be out for me. Chicken, sweet potato, and coconut stew. There's a lot of questionable.
You think if we talk more about sweet potatoes, Evening will show up and scream at us?
He's already here.
He is?
Yeah, he said hi earlier in the chat.
Where is he?
But like keep going through a lot of the stuff. It's like all these things are stuff that I just don't know.
Right.
And the thing is, like, I don't even know how to really just go about these. And when I look at like the basics of like, do I like vegetables? Do I like fruits? And the honest answer of it is no. I don't. They make me want to throw up most of the time, and
right.
I don't know what to do.
Have you tried
that.
all of them? Maybe you'll find one that you really gel with. I don't know. This is tough to talk about because it's like food is the most subjective thing in the world. Why do you like the food? I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's impossible. There's probably gonna be people out there who are just like, you're crazy. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're broken. And to that degree, yes, probably. But at the same time, like, I'd like to, I guess, maybe try and fix that, or adapt to what I am to satisfy what I need right now. So, but I do,
right.
But getting back into what I was getting at is that I really do feel that I need to, I really need to cut out sugar is a big thing. I feel like sugar has really been just getting me down. I eat more chocolate and just sugary products than I care to want to admit to.
Right.
And that's and going back further into what we were talking about, I feel like if I could get that out of the way, I'd wake up more healthier, I'd sleep healthier, I'd feel better, and it would at least eliminate one of the many problems that I'm dealing with right now, in order to try and be as motivated and be as uppity as possible to keep providing you guys with content and being awake and aware and all that kind of stuff. I hate to admit it, and I feel like this has been kind of a thing, but there have been streams that we have done, and I don't know if you are naturally aware of it or not, but
I've become a nerd to it, as in I can kind of recognize it.
Yeah, and I feel bad because sometimes it can be just because I'm bored of the game, but I feel like sometimes it really is also just what I've done to myself, whether it be I've just carb overloaded, or I've ate something and it's not sitting with me very well, and I'm just kind of faking it as best as I can. Because, I was getting more into it now, I was watching a couple of the episodes of Pikmin 3, because I edit every episode now. I don't just record and then upload, and that's it. But I have to watch through every episode from start to finish, if I want to either edit anything, or if I want to, cut anything out that needs to just be cut out because of random reasons or anything like that. But looking at later Pikmin 3, and I don't mean to discourage you guys that saying later Pikmin 3 is boring to watch, because I thoroughly enjoyed myself playing through all of Pikmin 3. I just feel like, and I think this is just going to happen with most playthroughs, is the later you get into a playthrough, the less you're probably going to actually end up talking. Because,
burned out a little.
And I find this really apparent with 100%ing playthroughs too.
Yes.
Those are easily the hardest to kind of gauge for that kind of thing. But I look at Pikmin 3 versus like Super Paper Mario, which I've just started, and episode 1, I'm not kidding, I really felt was a very, very solid take of an episode. I feel like you guys are gonna really enjoy watching that episode more than maybe you will watching the later Pikmin 3 episodes. Not to say again.
Can I shed the light on something real quick? Funnily enough,
sure.
He messed up the audio on the first Pikmin 3, so he redid it. Is that too much
Yeah,
of a trade secret?
I did do that. Oh, okay.
Oh, did you forget?
Okay. So check this out. All right. So here's on my audio device. There's two buttons here. There's the line in line out button, which I have no idea what it actually means. It's something to do with the frequency of either the microphone or the guitar or anything that you plug into. So as I'm talking right now, I'm on the off of.
Yeah, closer too.
It's the setting is off. So I'm gonna hit the button now. Does my voice sound different to everybody? I sound a little bit quieter, and I sound a little bit more like I'm in a tin can. Do I not?
It's like me on Brian's streams.
Yeah. So going back to it now the setting is I've returned back to normal, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So making sure that that's all set sometimes can be, and there's not like a light that just kind of shows up and tells me that this setting is on or this setting is off. So making sure all that. So getting back to what Speed was saying is that the first episode of Pikmin 3 is actually, which is frustrating because the first episode of Pikmin 3 was a really solid take, and I debated on just letting it go, but the inner perfectionist of me was like, I gotta redo the whole take and just start from scratch because it was just, the audio was just so terrible. But it's stuff like that that's motivating me to make sure that the quality and content is good for everything that gets put out there. So. Super Paper Mario, guys, it's gonna be a blast.
I don't know.
Speed, no.
I do know, man. It's great.
Speed just edited the thumbnail, and
that's all I know about the thing. It's a cool thumbnail. You guys are gonna like it. There's a little secret, depending on where he goes with the playthrough. You heard it here first, even though it probably won't be the first.
So yeah, I think that's about all I have to really do with our 30-minute section of opening.
It's really funny too. Let me shed the light again. We have a Google Doc for what we discuss. Carl's diet is one of them.
Yeah,
we just went over that.
Yeah, we did.
Carl's hitting all the. Oh, Rob's sending me something. Carl's hitting me with all the hooty doos.
So I think now we're finally ready to move on. Unless you have anything else you have to talk about with your life. That you feel that besides Zoom meetings being crap?
I've been playing Animal Crossing.
I mean, who hasn't really?
Well, Zorks doesn't like it. I understand. I feel like the shame about Animal Crossing is if you're not into it, it sucks for you right now.
Yeah.
And Evan too. It's like I feel bad for either not like it's not interesting or you don't have the hardware to do it. Get it? You have to share a Switch. That's a big one.
No, that's a horrible one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I haven't really been playing a lot of other things. I did play Wesnoth that was probably the newest thing I played, but even then, I haven't gone back to it since because it's like, it's tough. I got whooped in that stream. I know you weren't there, but man, I got whooped. Regarding my streaming, I'm at least trying to make it once a week. I failed that last time. I'm going to try this time. Like, even if it's just Minecraft, I feel like people enjoy Minecraft enough.
Yeah,
to a degree.
I don't know the once a week streaming thing. Like I've always been a big proponent of just encouraging that kind of stuff, but I feel like it's that one's really difficult to be like. Should you just do it when you want to do it, or should you really just keep the consistency of 1 week going on? I don't want to be like. I don't know. I feel like that might be too much to ask for sometimes. It's all depending on just like what's going on. Obviously, right now you're in school, so in school.
Tendo. Meanwhile, Evan's been going at it.
Yeah, he has.
Let's pour one out for Logan. Me be Logan.
Who?
The guy you're playing as in The Legend of Zelda Randomizer.
Who?
Oh, Meb.
Oh, Logan.
Dang it. And then no, I thought he was done, but he's like, I'll stream again. So,
Yeah. So just keep doing it. Why is this song on here?
I thought Dolly would be here.
No, this is not. Where? Oh, jeez.
This is the remix too.
No, I'm looking more at the fact that we're one song away.
Oh, I added one,
Well,
didn't I?
No, I mean we're one song away from the end of the playlist that we've put together here.
No, I put one.
Well, I know
I
that.
put a big Animal Crossing playlist.
Oh, okay.
The first game, the GameCube one.
Okay, we're good then.
Because I haven't listened to that in a while. I was like, I should not have put bops because like it was so hard for you when you're like talking about something serious, and I was like, man,
Well,
Feet.
you know,
good.
we're keeping the light flow of the podcast. No, we should watch this podcast anyways. It's in the title after all.
But they don't get to see my Swish 2-frame dance moves.
But
Okay, well let's move on. Let's move on to our. This is appropriate music for our next segment.
oh yes.
You introduce it.
So our next segment here is the push for YouTube on my channel.
Again?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it again because I like talking about it. No,
I like talking about myself.
Our topic that we wanted to talk about this week was gaming mysteries, and this stirred this stirred from the question, and I'll go ahead and start with my first question here. Is that if you go into I'm sorry, we're gonna have to talk about Animal Crossing again for those that don't want to talk.
Yeah,
about
sorry, Zark.
If you walk into residential services, is that what that place is called?
I have pictures with mine, by the way.
I don't. I failed
Oh,
that
dang it.
miserably, but I feel like for the few that I have, I could kind of draw it out here. But
no.
anyways, if you go into the residential services where Nook and Isabel are both, hanging out, we raised the question of there's a door behind them that goes somewhere. There's a
Right.
lot of stuff in their office as it is, but the question is what's behind that door? And I felt that we could maybe open the chat up to that as well to voice and express their opinions on what you may think is behind that door.
Tortimer's corpse. Boom.
I mean, he's
So
no
this is our
longer-
game theory segment. I should clarify. We're just gonna go into.
Yeah.
Sans Undertale is Ness. I
No.
didn't know. I
No.
didn't know.
So let's.
Uh.
I got a perfect picture here. I can display.
Didn't you send one to me actually?
I might have.
Dude, I've organized myself for this one. I have a Google doc with all my discussion. I made a picture folder for all the pictures I'm going to share with you. I have some good ones, dude. I'm pretty pleased with the mysteries I've brought to the game here.
Yeah. Are you?
Isabel's Fight Club.
Okay, so I can draw this picture.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Jeez. Calm down there. Okay, so now if I add source, take that.
Can I, in OBS, I think you could drag the pictures just onto the screen.
Actually, we can cover our faces just for a second here while we do this. So here's the picture in question here. And actually, I can draw on the picture. I can give the John Madden side by side display.
Boom.
We're talking.
Keelan's got some good ideas right now. She's saying
talking-
also,
We're talking about that door right there.
boom. John Madden. Keelan has a good one. What do you think she does when you tell her a troublesome villager exists? She fights them.
She fights the. Probably.
Zorks is good too. It's Isabel's vacation juice cellar.
That is a
Man.
good. Yeah. Okay. But like, if you
Man,
look
she's got
at
all
the
juice in there.
if you look at the whole office here. and then-
Erase this.
no, I didn't erase her. Hold on. Now I erased her. But yeah, so I feel like everything that they need in this office is already here. So what's that door for?
You know what? Maybe that's how they get out.
But no, because they have the little lift up things on the
Yeah,
side.
but
So,
what if Nook was like, "Oops, I forgot."
I don't think so. The office cleaning supplies. Okay, that's a possible. So you're saying it's just literally a coat closet.
Maybe they have a different office in there. So it's like, oh, you know what? Tom Nook keeps all his tools in there that he uses when he like, all right, it's 4:59 and this kid wants me to build a bridge. Guess I'll get to it.
I guess yeah, that's a fair point too.
I like this segment already. It incites so many ideas and this dumb convos.
But there's 2 windows on the side of the building that would be perfectly good for a fire exit. Like I don't know.
What do you think personally, Carl?
Well, if I want to come up with an honest answer, I'm sure there's probably more bookkeeping stuff in there, and possibly the tools for Nook to really build the
Yeah, maybe the files on all the residents and all that.
Yeah. But I mean that stuff could also. I don't know how many files you really need for an island like this.
Well, there's so many villagers. There's 10 of them.
10.
They need big binders.
But there's already
What
big
if the
binders.
window is on fire?
Like
What if the door is on fire then?
like the binders are right over here is the thing. So you know. I don't know.
You know what? I have an idea. That's where Digby is.
Right next to
yeah.
next to Tortimer.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. Okay.
Here, I got one.
All right.
I'll send you an image. It's a little small, but.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Lime Green, are you here? This one's for you. Oh, it's just on my face? Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry.
I'm tall. I'm taller than Carl. Oh.
Oh, that's the wrong picture. Oh, is this the picture? Okay, so then we.
This is why I wanted to get that one program going. Draw pile, so I could just
Oh,
post it there. But
Okay.
next time, this is all experimental. So, this is a Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Yeah, I shoehorned this game into this discussion.
All right.
But you notice that there's a shed back there?
Yeah. It's okay. So this shed right here.
Yeah, you can't enter that. It's locked. And in a special edition, they you replace that with a chicken yard. But what's in there? What's in there? I don't know. I put your dead father's mementos. These are actually popular ideas I looked online for too. It's like so you inherited this farm from your dead father. So a lot of people like to think that he keeps his mementos in there. He has a letter about his passing.
Okay.
That's actually a pretty cool idea.
But they don't want to go in there because it'd be too sad.
It's locked,
Well, obviously.
and you never get to find the key. So maybe something cool in there. Maybe a bunch of corpses. That's also a popular opinion for some reason. What do you think, Carl?
Well, I mean, honestly speaking, it's probably just a tool shed for all his tools and stuff like that.
All right, I'll I guess we're gonna breeze through that one. I'll shed the light on this one.
That's the
apparently it was originally supposed to be a what do you call it? A horse stable, and then they integrated it into the barn, and it would have been a tool shed. So you are kind of right in that regard. But it's interesting that you just in the original version you just can't open it, and a lot of people have these theories about it. So it's pretty cool to think about back when I was younger too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could. The dad's mementos and stuff would be an interesting thing. Like, I think if there was more lore that insisted on it, like I don't want to. Like, if they just rewrote the text to being like, I don't want to go in there because
that would be cool
because of memories, then that would probably be.
Carl, you should make a Harvest Moon game.
No. No.
That is a good idea. I like that idea where they change the dialogue. I don't know if I'm ready to see what's in there. That'd be dark too, though. Okay.
All right. So next one I have. I think we're all pretty aware of it. I could probably try and find a picture of it, but I think it'd be too big.
I'm wondering if you have any duplicates.
I don't think so. This isn't so much so a mystery as to why. What's behind there is more so to why does this exist. So I've been obviously playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer.
What?
no thanks to Brian for being a jerk and putting all the
Thank
items
you,
in
Brian.
in a terrible spot, because that's what he does. So when you go into Hyrule Castle, when you sneak through the side entrance there is that strange courtyard.
Right.
There is one door to get into that courtyard. What the heck is the point of that courtyard? It is like a quarter mile
To
long.
have a cool meeting. To have
It's like a quarter mile long to go through all of that. Then you go, like, you get to the end, and like there's this cool little like park
courtyard kind of place that is only accessible by having to leave the main entrance of the castle and then go around the castle, and then you can go into the side courtyard. Like, what's going on with that?
Hylians weren't really that smart at architecture.
I guess. I mean, it looks nice. I just feel like, and the other thing too is that why did they need all those guards to be monitoring that courtyard when they could just post like 2 guards at the entrances
At the door.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that if you try to go in through the court, I recall this being a thing. I don't know if it truly is. This might have been just like old children, or childhood memories that weren't really real. But I remember that if you go in at night through the castle, there are guards that are blocking the way through, and you have to wait till morning for them to go away.
Mm.
So I'm not particularly sure what the point of this whole courtyard is to begin with.
Well, I mean, what's a courtyard for in general? Just kind of to look nice and make up space, right?
Sure, but if it's like poorly accessible, like what's the point of it? Is my question.
And wait, I forget. So that goes into the inner sanctum where like Zelda's room is, or whatever, right? Or
But
no?
that's not even like Zelda's room. It's just a courtyard. It's a courtyard that looks in on the royal throne from there. But in order to get to that courtyard, you must literally exit through the drawbridge of the castle to go around the outer wall, essentially, to get to a
Right.
side door that will let you into that area. So it makes no sense to me. Like, what is the point of this?
I guess we'll never know. I forgot to do that for the other ones.
You're lacking on your duties.
Sorry. Man, you should have got pictures for this. But yeah, I like that idea. What was the courtyard for? I don't know, fam. It's you play tennis in there, tennis court. Here's a great one. Here's my next up.
All right, hold on.
Hold on, Carl's gonna cover my face again.
Put that on the desktop. Why did that go? What happened? Oh, there it is again. It readjusted all my pictures, which makes me sad.
Oh.
And now a word from Speed Slasher. I ain't got nothing.
And now back to Carl with the image.
Okay, so here we have this picture here. Oh, uh-oh. I think we're good.
Okay, so this is the ruins in Wuhu Island. So my question is, what's inside the ruins? You never get to go inside.
Now,
And-
to clarify here, Wuhu Island is the
Wii Sports Resort.
Okay, so that's just ruins that are there.
Yeah, it's in the back. And then the question is like, how was Wuhu Island like founded and colonized by the Mies?
Colonized.
So who built that? What's going on here?
Would Wuhu Island also be where they do a lot of the Wii
No,
Party stuff?
not the Sims.
No.
Kind of woohoo.
Yeah. Would that also be where like Wii Party takes place as well?
You mean the the climb to the top thing?
Yeah, I feel like that's a place there.
Maybe.
The architecture looks the same, or just like the layout of the island.
That's an interesting question, like that area too. But
Because
if that's the case, then I feel like that's the ending for the one Wii Party area, because you go to a
ruins at the end of it. Do you not?
Yeah, but the ruins is like a circle. It's like a circular kind of building.
Look, man,
That
we're free balling
explodes.
here. I'm,
Oh yeah,
I'm,
sorry.
I'm just assuming that this is, maybe this is like the first thought of the ruins, and then they changed it for Wii Party, and then that's how it became a thing.
Right. My idea is that real humans are buried in there.
Real humans.
Real humans. There's some inscriptions. People on the Wii Sports
What
wiki are crazy. Like, notice that there's like on the inscriptions, it's like people holding spears and stuff. So maybe there's bloodshed on Woohoo Island before it was colonized.
Yeah, but I feel like any ancient civilization has people holding spears. I feel like that's like how ancient civilizations just have to be.
All right, fine. Here's my other idea. It's all the Mii's limbs.
Is Rayman's limbs also in there too?
Maybe. And then you know what? There's also the castle, Somerset Castle, or Summerstone Castle. Who owns that castle? I have a picture, but it takes a while for you to boot it up. So.
No, you, because remember in the 3DS game, that where you have to rescue yourself from, and then you have to like find all the Mii friends out with using the online thing, whatever that game.
Oh,
is.
the Find Me?
Yeah.
Do they come from?
Because I feel like that would be who owns the castle is technically yourself.
Wow. But when you play the game, then you own like a private house. Once you do all the flying stuff.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. I'm glad all theories end with "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, of course. Duh.
I have some stupid ones in here too. I hope that's fine.
Oh, you will love my next one.
All right.
Okay, guys. Here we go. Now, hear me.
You know,
out.
I should have just printed them and then showed you the pictures.
Yeah. All right. Hear me out. Thanks for the host, bro. I appreciate it. Okay, guys.
Now, I know you guys. I know there was videos of this that supposedly confirm this as being a thing, but in Mario Party 4, what do you really get when you win the lottery? Because I've never seen it happen in any Mario Party 4 game that I have ever witnessed or played myself, okay?
Unfortunately, I saw a video.
But hey. Now, Evan, have you ever played a game of Mario Party 4 and won that
you know what,
free star?
hold on. Those videos might be doctored.
Yeah, see, they could be doctored, and they might be like hiding the real secret behind there.
It's as legitimate as adding Shadow the Hedgehog in Melee. You unlock him by beating Master Head 200 times.
Can you say that you've
Sonic?
Can you say that you've truly loaded up Mario Party 4 and won the lottery, and then gotten the free star out of it? Because I've never done it.
For Mario Party Night, can you just spend the whole 12 hours doing that? Trying to win the lottery?
Just 10 turn games going straight to the lottery each time. Not even.
Yeah, why not? Experiment, randomization.
But see, Evan, I feel like versus actually having it happen means that your memory could be just thinking of that video that's posted that shows them winning a star, which could be doctored. I mean, we can't just easily do it. I don't even think you can do it as a task. So I'm just saying that it's a mystery. I don't know.
Oh, Will's done it a few times.
Will doesn't know anything. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we need a primary source.
Yeah, we do.
Mysteries. Who knows what you get when you do the lottery? Take a spin. All right. It's stupid. So
What
stupid.
is this?
It's not gonna be so stupid.
What is this?
You played Sun and Moon? Man, someone's car is loud outside.
Maybe it's Johnny.
Oh, it's a Mustang, of course.
A good old
It's making my floor vibrate.
good old pony
God.
car. All right, Speed, go for it. What are we looking at here?
So who is that man? Who is the Masked Royale? You You played it. You know who he is. What this is, right, Carl? Who is the? You know what? Okay, here's my ideas. It's one of Brock's siblings.
How do you figure?
He's tan. He did. Brock has a lot of siblings.
Are you saying
we
Brock-
don't know what happened to all of them?
Are you implying that Brock is in fact long, tan, and handsome?
Yeah, he could be if he took a relationship seriously. Like, so normally I have a lot of notes here about my ideas.
Mm-hmm.
My second note is, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea what we're looking at right now. Who is the Master Royale? What are his intentions? Does he just like playing Pokemon, or does he have ulterior motives?
I don't know, man. You stumped me on that one.
Mysteries.
All right. Well, I guess we can't answer that one. That one's
Yeah, that no one knows.
busted there.
You mean unbusted?
Yeah. All right.
No, because no one can bust the rhymes. When I try to get away.
Okay, so my next one, oh, that's actually a really solid picture that I just found of this. So
Oh,
this
you
will work
found
out
one?
perfectly.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so
Good.
Nice on.
Birdie putt.
I still gotta add those in.
Nice on. Birdie.
This picture is actually so good
Putt.
that it would work well as a wallpaper. Honestly, if you're into that kind of thing.
If you're into that.
Well, see, the thing with wallpapers for me is that like I like very dark wallpapers only because then my icons brightly stick out and I'm able to find them. If you have some like this is cool and all, but if you have this as a wallpaper, like you're gonna get your icons lost into this. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
so this is a picture of the city trial from Kirby Air Ride. My question is like in the
Who
city,
lives here?
well, who lives here? But like, what goes on in the city that is okay from the rest of everything else in this that is going on in the city trial?
You mean just like geologically, what's
No,
the
no.
deal?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, there's other things too. I mean, there's like literally on the side here, there's an active volcano. We have UFOs that just kind of show up every now and then. And then,
Right.
then there's like the fires that happen too, where every, rail station gets lit on fire. There's a big pillar that sometimes shows up out of nowhere. Dynabird, just kind of, whatever its name is, just shows up
Yeah.
and is just like...
Dynablade,
Dynablade.
I
And
think.
I feel like that...
It's
what-
Chicago.
What goes on in these buildings? What office day-to-day things go on to this
It's
city?
Florida. Florida man lives here. That's the only reason why they're so like okay with everything that happens. They're just like, oh yeah, another Florida Friday. Rise up, gamers. I have to wonder about the infrastructure here too. Like, who replaces the star every time you fly through it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what are those small buildings anyway?
Well, those are presumably the houses.
Oh, it's awful. And the small circle beast destroys your house like every day.
But the real question is why is there only a golf course that only has like how many holes there?
Well, they just do
4?
it again, but close dies, and then
Is this also where they
Other
play
hand.
Kirby's Dream Course?
it's a little too easy.
And the biggest question of them all: what the heck is the point of this thing down here? This wheel waterfall thing?
it
Or
powers the city.
does it really though?
I think I can say yes. You know what? Who lives in Katamari Land?
That's true.
These people must live from the same
That's-
place because they're
that's-
totally fine with being turned into a star.
That's a fair point.
I mean, I forget. Do they run away from you in Katamari? No, right?
Also, people of Animal Crossing New Horizons, can we take a moment to look at this and say, this is more so what I want my city to look like on my island here. I want an active volcano. I want railways around the area. I want city structures like this. I want a random water wheel, which I don't think I can purchase yet. Over on the side over here, there's a big parking garage thing, and I want that too, just because. And more to the point, I want golf. Gosh darn it, I want golf.
Everybody's golf.
Moving on.
Oh, right. All right, now there's a lot of immature answers for this one, but let's be very appropriate with it.
Mm.
I think you know what I mean when inappropriate. We're not gonna go that direction. Let's be mature here. Carl's quiet because he knows exactly what immature things people
I'm working
say.
on it. Hold on. Where have I heard this before in one of your videos?
Oh, at the start of an Animal Crossing playthrough, sometimes I use them. I also made a what do you call it? I mixed this with a rap song by Specific.
Okay, so
Mm.
we have this picture right here.
This is Super Mario RPG. You can go there before you save here, I think, and then you could find Toadstool's questionable questions. What could they be? Here's some ideas. An easy one is her diary. She doesn't want Mario to be looking at her secrets. And then the plot to massacre all other kingdoms that oppose the Mushroom Kingdom. That's another one. That's legit. It could be. She doesn't want Mario in on the war crimes, the breaking of Geneva Conventions. And it could be a gun. It could be Toadstool's gun.
I'm looking
Carl?
to see. I'm reading it into the Mario wiki right now to see if there's any actual information on what the heck this is.
Right. There's another thing that's like this in Tales of Vesperia, where you can go into someone's wardrobe and then they're like, "Don't look in there," and you look in there and it's like, "I won't tell anyone."
The Mario wiki describes this as Toadstool's question mark is between a blue chair and the fireplace in the back of Toadstool's room in the Mushroom Kingdom or Mushroom Castle. If Mario finds at the beginning of the game, Grandma rushes over to Mario and offers him a mushroom if he will mind his own business. However, this can only occur once, and before Toadstool joins the party. If he looks at it after returning Toadstool to the kingdom, either Toadstool or Grandmother, it is unspecified, tells Mario to return it. If Mario looks at the object after Toadstool joins Mario's party, the princess will scold the plumber, saying that he does not respect her personal private belongings. Players cannot see the object on either occasion as Mario faces away from the player rather than towards them when he finds it.
So it's got to be something small.
Probably.
So a sword. A sword.
A sword.
Beep, beep, beep. Like a claymore.
Yeah, definitely a sword.
I feel like a diary is the most legitimate answer.
The most PG answer, you mean? Or G-rated answer, really.
Well, what do you think? What do you think it is?
It's Toadstool's
Toblerone?
Game Boy, exactly. There we go.
Okay.
Maybe
Hit it,
it's the Phoenix Wright evidence that she's hiding back there and doesn't want anybody to see there. So, you know. That's my answer. I'm locking in final answer.
All right. Mysteries.
Okay. What do I got next?
How many more you got, boss?
How many more?
I have a couple more. If you guys are curious why I'm looking down here, this is where like Carl's webcam is, because he's not showing me his webcam. So I'm looking at the stream.
So I'm not sure about this next one here that I have, and this might be where I have to cut off because I only have this one as my last one. You've never played Monkey Island, correct?
I have.
You have played Monkey Island.
Mm-hmm.
The first one?
Yes, I have. So
Speed. Tell me.
Okay, maybe I don't remember. Now that you're putting me on the spot here.
What's the secret of Monkey Island?
Oh no, I can't remember.
That's the thing. So, as it's specified by Ron Gilbert, he's literally said before, the real secret of Monkey Island has never been...
the friends he made along the way, Guybrush 3.0.
It's never been revealed. It's never been talked about.
This is a good one then, because like it's been a while since I played it, so like I don't even remember.
And I read into
it. A secret.
I read into it a little bit because I wanted to see
if there are legitimate
yeah,
ideas about it.
And a lot of people just say that it is, for those of you who have never played Monkey Island, to maybe perhaps tune out for just a moment, because spoilers will have to happen here. But also Monkey Island is really good. You should go play it. Number one is that it's LeJuc's voodoo powers and his big hole of hell underneath the island.
Yeah,
is
that
the
makes
secret.
that could make sense.
That's
I
the
mean,
most renowned reasoning for what the secret actually is. But Ron
so he
Gilbert's
doesn't want Guybrush around there.
yeah, but I guess it's been I don't remember specifically, but my understanding is that it has been talked in other Monkey Island games as to what the secret of Monkey Island still remains to be. So
Where's the monkeys? Is there even a monkey in Monkey Island? I forget.
there's a three-headed monkey.
Oh, right. I was just thinking about like, well, the monkeys. Oh, okay, wait, no, but then you can name a Monkey Island after one. Okay, you win.
So
The secret is that there's only one monkey.
yeah, exactly.
You're first. Monkeys. Ooh, banana. That's the secret. Is the banana.
All
I don't know. Maybe the secret is that Guybrush keeps changing the way he looks with every game.
Yes, but that's very entirely possible too.
The secret is that he has the fountain of youth. I'm so used to his like Telltale design, so.
Well, I'm used to Monkey Island 3 and like Curse of Monkey Island and Escape from Monkey Island's kind of design,
Mhm.
where he's got the ponytail, which I think he technically does.
He
also
does.
have a ponytail.
My friend's here. I think he likes the. You can confirm. All right, you ready?
What do you
You-
got? Oh man, that's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll do that one. This is actually reading into this question is actually really amusing in its own right. So we can talk about that for a second. So,
Let me know when you put it up on
yeah,
the screen.
hold on.
I threw you in for one, didn't
Yeah,
I?
yeah, you did. You've seen the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put it there. Okay.
All right. So for Pulp Fiction, in the Dreamcast version, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson has the briefcase, right? And that's a major point in the story. The question is, what's in the briefcase?
This is a huge question. Okay, so every time you open up that briefcase, it does light up, and
Right.
the strange answer would be probably that it's gold. There's just a
Right.
mountain of gold.
Amount of pizza.
My understanding is that when Vincent, who is Jules' partner, Vincent, which is Jules' partner, Jules being Samuel L. Jackson in the movie here, I guess when they did that scene, he had no idea what was actually in there.
Oh,
So-
I didn't know that.
So he opened it up and he was just looking at it like, because he had,
Whoa.
yeah, like legitimately no idea what was in that briefcase when they opened it up. And I guess they set it up to like, there's something in there. We just don't
Right.
know what it is.
Pikmin 4. That's what's in there. The
So
next
this-
Donkey
this-
Kong Country
this-
game.
The third album art.
Oh no. What else you got? Any ideas? Like legit ideas? Gold is the easiest answer, but I feel like I mean it also has weight, so it makes sense that they're gonna fight for the briefcase. But it's like
It's the recipe for Coca-Cola, clearly.
oh, it's the quarter
It's
pounder
Coder.
cheese.
No. It's a
the
Royale with
Royale
cheese.
You know what else it could be? Jorts.
No.
It could be Samuel Jackson's alter ego Samson Jackule. But yeah, this cutscene in the Dreamcast was really stellar. Like you can tell that they really upped their 3D game at this point.
The Dreamcast.
Yeah, because this is all video game mysteries, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Mystery.
I got one more mystery actually. After
Oh,
this
really?
one.
You thought of one?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
okay.
Okay, so our next mystery is how did a Pulp Fiction thing get into our video game mysteries?
Because it's a video game.
Is it though? That's the mystery.
Yeah, it's for the Sega Dreamcast. It was made by what's that? Eidos.
Yeah. Okay, that was mine. Next.
All right, this one's actually kind of fun. I think you'll get it off the bat.
Oh.
I'm big brained.
That's okay. I don't need to draw something.
This will appeal to Brightheart.
Okay, so the question is, who is this person?
Yeah. I wrote some down. Samson Jackuel. Samuel Jackson's alter ego.
I think it's Troy.
Troy?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen him either. He did stream recently, but
He did.
he does like red. He does like red. It's Shady Speed. It's hot in here. I mean, whenever I portray Shady Speed, I have a hard time breathing because the mask is like very constrictive. I don't know who else. A robot.
I don't know, because they fought the man versus machine robots.
It could also be a lady.
Nah.
We don't know.
The company.
We just know that they sound like
the company they fight for is called Man. Clearly, it can't be a girl.
Even though two major characters in an administrative team are mysteries.
Yeah, mystery.
All right, I got one last one. I wouldn't mind going back to the segment when I think of more.
All right.
All right. Oh, wait, Evan's got a mystery. I gotta go check my email. Email, the email, your email, the email.
I got the email. You got the email.
You got the email.
The email.
The email.
Arc Plus. Y76P. What is this? Did the quadratic formula explode? Okay.
So the question is, whose bones are those?
It's Tom Nook if he keeps charging me more money.
No one is that size.
What are you talking about?
Not even us as humans.
What are you talking about?
So who is that? That's not a human. Or is it a human?
Maybe
are we descendants?
Maybe it's the aliens before.
Is it? I don't know, man. It's a question. I don't know. I'm Confucian. Whose bones are those?
Maybe
mysteries. Do you want that to be a sound effect?
It's Marvin from Pulp Fiction, clearly.
That's what happens when you eat too many Royales with cheese.
Real Mortis.
All right, Evan did send me one.
Okay.
Here. This is not the image he sent me, but I looked at it on my phone, so. I like the idea of a new sound effect being mysteries.
That sounded like a really nice B chord. So what do we got going on here? What is this picture?
So this is Fedora Kong. Maybe Zorks can answer who this is.
Fedora Kong?
Apparently, I'm actually not too familiar. Is he a Donkey Kong Land guy? Wait, hold on. What is? Oh, I got a completely different thing that shows up. I was like, Fedora Kong is a deity with knowledge and power beyond our comprehension. He's the most powerful character in Nintendo history. Dora's Kong only appearance is in Sid's Testament Bible by Stephen Hawking.
What are you babbling about?
I looked it up, and this is like a Smash Brothers lol fandom. I don't know who the heck this guy is. I don't like his pecs. He
looks a little disproportionate.
Yeah, I think he's had malnourishment.
I mean, he's smiling, so he doesn't look like too terrible.
I think he has a vitamin D deficiency. Like, you get bow-legged after that. Johnny has a vitamin D deficiency, and he kind of looks like that. I don't think he'd like me saying that. Happy birthday. Also, it looks like he has nips. Pardon my language, but that straight shot, it's like, wow. I mean, they have nips in Donkey Kong Country, the cartoon. It's Trenchcoat Kong. Hello, Mike. Kong.
Mike is here or not. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'll find. This guy, Fedora Kong, will find Mike for you. I will make that promise. But until we figure out who he is, this is a gaming mystery.
Well, clearly it's Fedora Kong, and that's it.
You right.
Mystery solved.
We solved another one, gang. All right. Well, that was our. If you have any other ideas for fun, stupid discussion topics or gaming mysteries, we can bring this back. I like the segment. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I only thought about it like on Saturday though. I didn't think of any other because I was like going through my my game list and I was like, I don't know, I did put a stupid thing here. So what's next on the agenda? How are you feeling, boss?
I'm doing good. Hold on, let's see if I can find some
more music. You might want to add more music to the playlist.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I wanted to see
Yeah.
well,
We have
thanks,
a 5-minute break.
Thanks for the
Oh no, we don't.
the follow. Mike is here or not? Are you here or not? Answer the question. Gosh darn it.
Oh, this is 5 p.m. has to be my favorite song in like all Animal Crossings. See these dance moves, man. No one asked for this.
Okay, so moving on to our quick next segment. We're gonna try this. It's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna be great. Coming to you live now, we have the news.
This is your news song?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong with it?
We use it for ads all the time.
Well, yeah, but that works too. So
Okay.
So after doing some very extensive research onto what news we need to talk about, we came up with two.
Barely.
So Super Mario Maker 2 came out.
It came out. An update came out.
Yeah. No, it came out too.
Okay.
And Animal Crossing update came out, and Animal Crossing came out.
All right, I'll accept the other one because we haven't talked about Animal Crossing
know.
early on.
That's all the news we got this week. Join us next time. We might have some legitimate news.
That was some good news. Is that all you want to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know what else to say
I
about it.
don't know. I didn't write anything for this.
I didn't either.
Okay, let's just go briefly. I like the worlds. That's a really good thing.
Yeah, it's cool. I enjoy it.
I want to go back to Mario Maker 2 eventually. It'd be fun. I think you should give it a consideration too.
So actually, that in more serious talk now that I can think straight again. We have been talking about Mario Maker 2. So Brian and Rob have been in the interest of making me a world to play, and I think if you guys are interested as well in either collabing with each other or possibly doing one all by yourself, that'd be kind of cool too. And I think that'd be like a decent maybe stream or two per world or game essentially that you guys have created for me to play.
I like the idea of making like a serious narrative if you can.
Yeah, like really try and go for it, guys, if you can. And I'll give it a whirl. I'll probably give it.
You know what? I have an idea. Let's make it a contest.
That means I have to give something away.
The song.
If you guys win, I'll give you this bottle of Con valve oil.
Of what?
It's valve oil.
What's that?
It
for instruments?
Yeah, it oils the valves on instruments.
Oh, Valve.
Yeah, Valve. Like the company.
Yeah, barely.
Like the Gabe.
That's a good. I'll add on to that. I got this really cute. It's very bright. It's a comb with a bear, polar bear. I like polar bears.
I thought it was one of those lucky cats.
Giving you a heart. And I was like, I'll put that on the table.
Yeah. So that's Mario Maker 2. I don't.
I wish we could get. You know what?
also-
You know what? Actually, is a good idea. You could unredeem everyone's channel points for the person who wins.
Oh, I don't know if I could do
So that way
I-
they
I-
get all their points back.
I really wish I could actually just give people channel points. Honestly speaking.
Right.
That unfortunately.
But it's a cool idea. I like it. I think if you're gonna go with that, you should go a little more official. Like have not an announcement, but well, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah.
We'll leave it to the idea. If people have the will to like,
I'm sure.
the earthbound will to do it. You know.
That was so terrible.
Thank you. You
Yeah,
see my
no,
cool poster?
But
Have us give you channel points.
oh yeah.
There is a dude on Twitter who is legit like, hey, can I get a commission for? I'll pay you $45. It's $45 for 3 thumbnails. And it's like the person they're commissioning is like, sure. It's like, I have an idea. Says the other person. You give me $45, and I'll give it back to you when you're done with my thumbnails. And I'm like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You pay money for the service. You don't have them invest in you and then go get it back
That's
with more. Is it a stock market? It's stupid. It's dumb. Which is the word of the day.
dumb.
Yeah.
This is a Pee-wee.
And then, well, yeah, there's other cool features too. I kind of didn't actually watch the video. I kind of breezed through it because at the time we were streaming.
Yeah, so
So-
Super Mario Brothers 2 was a big other announcement for that, for the most part.
Yeah.
It works in the Super Mario Brothers 1 engine, or engine side of it, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Right.
But that I thought was really interesting because I do enjoy Super Mario Brothers 2. Some ideas though I would consider if you guys really wanted to make like worlds for me to play, or essentially games for me to play, is that I think you can do up to 8 worlds.
Yeah. Might be
so-
too much
so,
for
but
one person.
it might be too much, but even if you want to do like 3 levels per, of the 8 worlds, or maybe you do like 4 or 5 worlds or something like that. What you could do is, some suggestions would be like make a whole entire world of just Mario 1, make a whole entire world of Mario 3, etc., etc., etc. Through that. That might be a decent idea. Obviously, I think Brian and Rob are going to make me feel miserable at the end of the day with their.
He's just gonna make a world all 5 of those like level that he made you do. One where you had to throw the thing up and then
Yeah.
everyone was tired in the chat. That's a good idea. And that I would hate you both
Indeed.
equally.
So I'm actually really looking forward to it, and I'm actually looking forward to going back to playing that game again because I do kind of miss playing that game. It's
I think that's the weird thing about Mario Maker too. It's like a game that's like really cool, and then you kind of don't want to play it.
well, this is I think going to be a huge solving of that point too, because
You get to make a narrative.
well,
for the
not
most
even so
part.
much to make a narrative, but it's a better collection of levels to play as opposed to just one singular level. Because I think depending on how unrestricted the rules might be, there may be an instance where people might start making worlds where it's like, here are all the meme, or here's a world for all the meme levels. Here's a world for all the auto scroller levels. Here's a world for all.
So it's like a way to present.
yeah, like here's the super
Yeah.
expert, levels.
Because you could do that in Dreams. You could have a collection of smaller dreams, and then you could have it like be a level select and stuff.
Yeah, so I think it's really gonna help the game out with finding custom levels in that game specifically.
Yeah, definitely. The update's out, right?
yeah.
I haven't touched it,
It's
unfortunately.
been out since this Wednesday, so.
I'll look into it. Maybe that's what I'll stream this week.
Assuming
I haven't thought about
assuming this doesn't take forever, perhaps I'll get into it sooner than later. But
it. Right.
I
Because I still have a level I was working on last time I streamed it.
Yeah.
I might want to go and finish that.
So, the other bit of news stuff is just we went over it and then we joked about it, and now we can talk about it more seriously. Is the new Animal Crossing update has now come out? Bigger museum.
Right. Red is cool, man. I hate on the haters.
You're just saying, you're just saying that because you know a guy.
I barely know that guy. Or do I?
Those are different. Oh no, those are the same glasses. Aren't
Those
they?
are. It's very tight on my head.
Yeah.
What if I stream like this? I look like that guy from Final Fantasy. What is his name? Red hair.
Guy from Final Fantasy.
It's not spoilers. It's an update video.
Oh, Oh, it's because Brightheart hasn't played anything from Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. just come back in like 10 minutes. So basically, they added red. Are you gone? They added red. They added leaf. They added shrubs with leaf.
So I made a mistake with Leaf, and that's I didn't buy nearly enough stuff because I thought it was gonna be just here for a few days, and that's not
For the
case.
event, right?
Yeah, that wasn't the case, and so now he's not back.
Also, they added a art. So with red is an art thing, the gallery.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like they may have added some
the
new
wedding
items.
thing is happening later.
Oh, that's right. There is that. I have not done anything with Harb's Island whatsoever. That just exists out there.
Right. I mean, I'll try it one time. I've seen people make like machinimas with it, and it's like, yeah, that's fun. maybe that could be a way to.
I guess the song just repeated.
Yeah. What was I saying? Man, I lost track.
But yeah.
Whatever.
So I feel it's a good update. It's not the update I think I was maybe looking for specifically.
They lowered the rates of peacock butterflies. I'm a little upset about that because they keep gearing. I feel like the more and more they nerf stuff like that, the more and more people are going to turn to turnips, and I feel like turnips are kind of like a boring way to make money.
Well, the other thing too is that like it's so like I missed turnips today, so I feel like I feel like it's a really frustrating way to. I wish there were more options to get money a little bit quicker. I think I really wish there was a working option. If I'm being as honest as possible,
like just help around the village a little more.
Yeah.
I feel like that would befit being an island rep.
I feel like that's always been a constant struggle in Animal Crossing is doing chores for villagers or just finding jobs to do. Like they did a decent job with the Brewster stuff, but I still felt that it was kind of lacking in that sense.
Right. I feel like Nook Miles are because you can turn those into bell vouchers, but like sometimes you just can't do any of it. Like my museum was closed yesterday, so I was like, okay, I can't assess these fossils. And Timmy and Tommy are closed too. I guess I'll starve. You know.
So, yeah, but like there was a lot of good stuff that I think like stuff that I wanted. It's just stuff that I wasn't just primarily looking forward to. I guess it was like, okay, this is something, but it's not what I'm ready for.
And everyone witnessed the paragraphs Chris and I shared. It was hard to find placements for those shrubs. I mean, the hedges are really good though. I like those. But yeah, I want furniture.
Yeah.
I hope they bring furniture back. That's really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I keep looking at that store and I'm like, this is dumb. This could be so much better, and it's not.
I like some of the new furniture though, like the ironwood. A lot of people like that, and I can't help but like it too. It's basically sleek combined with natural wood.
But that's the thing. It's like, I want my sleek stuff back, and I want other stuff as well as
yeah, definitely.
Stuff.
I hope that's coming soon. That's really the. Like, I think that's where it kind of sits a little weird for a lot of people, even though Nintendo has a way of like going 3 steps forward and then 3 steps left for some reason, or 3 steps, just sideways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, you added all these cool features and then you kind of there's stuff that aren't here.
Yeah.
A lot of people complain about Pokemon not having everything. Animal Crossing, I think, gets a little bit of a pass because I mean they did provide a lot to work with, and there is also the fact that they did delay it quite a bit, so maybe it was even in worse condition earlier.
Yeah.
But that
perhaps.
being said, being a longtime fan, I am noticing some of these like little things that used to be there that aren't anymore.
Right.
You know?
So
I think that's my major stand. I really like the game though. I think that's where I stand, and I know you kind of.
yeah, I think I'll probably really enjoy the game. Oh man, I dropped my penny. I think I'll really enjoy the game by the end of the probably by the start of the next Animal Crossing year in a sense.
But that didn't show up on my screen at all.
Not then. There you go. Because I think by that point we'll have a whole bunch of updates. All the events will have been cycled through once.
Right. My thing that I really like this game for is the ease of visiting someone else has been. It's still kind of garbo having to wait when people visit and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they really streamlined it. I don't like the dodo code. Like if you don't know the person, that's a good way. And then it feels like it's so easy to just visit someone now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get to do that in New Leaf. I probably did it like a total of like 10 times
The only thing is that I just feel like there's still nothing for people to do in New Horizons
when they visit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for I know the Pitfall recipe exists. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought there was also island tours were back. Like the
what do you mean?
like go and play like the games that were set up by Tortimer. I thought that was talked about in that announced.
No, I don't
Maybe-
think so.
Maybe that was just that starts May 1st. I
You
don't
know-
I remember just seeing something, but I like completely forgot to read into it more.
It's only for a short time.
Oh.
You know what'd be a cool idea for your island? When you have terraforming, right?
Yeah.
So make this like one by one, kind of like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's long, and then put a bunch of pitfalls in there, and then that's your microwave hallway from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh God.
That would be so great, and then you could like cut to like someone cooking eggs.
I really need the Pitfall recipe too because I have
Yeah,
ideas for that.
my friend has it. And you need weeds for it. So I guess it's a good thing that you have a smack ton.
Hmm.
Anyway, I think that's all we had to
Yeah,
talk about.
that's all the updates I think.
All right, we have a break. That's interesting.
I guess we could take a break or we could keep going. It's up to you.
What happens in the break? We haven't had a break before.
I don't know. I guess we just take a couple minutes to just stretch.
You guys want me to play a little music? That's a no.
But yeah, I guess let's just take a short, quick break here. I don't know what that actually means if we just sit here.
Yeah. Can we just sit here for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Hey, Greta, you heard the other day about Francesca? Man, she's crazy. She hits everyone with a whip.
Okay. That's
Oh, play old Carl. Yeah, you should have played commercials.
Oh.
I don't think you have those readied up though, do you?
Hey, hold on.
I'm still getting used to where to look, by the way, because I like looking this
Yeah.
way,
I'll pass on it.
and then I'll look this way, and then I don't look this way. That's
I guess just
Mm,
at the
back
camera
on
is
the
probably the
predictions.
best option for you, really.
no, it felt cute. I can't delete later. This is going on YouTube.
It is.
Thankful I'm wearing pants.
It'll be great.
Or am I?
I mean, we don't know.
Have you seen
I-
my cool poster?
I tore my pants today.
What'd you do?
I ripped my. I knelt down. I knelt down to strap up Kara,
Ripped
and,
my
and then
pants.
just like down my pant leg just went.
SpongeBob then turned.
So
now.
So I've lost a pair of jeans, which makes me sad now.
I lost them. I lost these nice pairs I got from Goodwill. They were from H&M, but at Goodwill, and they were like these nice brown pants, and they they fit. And I was like, ooh, I have no problem. Like this is from Goodwill.
I really need some new shirts. I am trying as desperate as possible to get some new shirts.
But they're all gonna be the same color, aren't they?
Well, they're all gonna be. I want my shirt to be black.
I feel like I don't even notice when you're wearing a different shirt.
I know. I just really want other shirts that.
I sent you one, but it's like I was gonna send Johnny a gift, but it's like, does he really need does someone really need to go out there and send that man a stupid shirt? I was gonna send him a funny shirt and about got fish to catch, but I'd feel bad. So I just said happy birthday, and he hasn't said thanks. He must be really busy. My pants ripped at work once, says Keelan. That was the weirdest phone call I've ever made to my boss.
I've ripped my pants at work once before. The work pants or like dress pants are worse than jeans for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
it sucks when you rip them at home. Like oddly enough, because then it's like you only have yourself to blame. At least when you're in public, you be like, hey. Maybe that's a weird way to look at it.
yeah, but you're in public and you don't want to do that.
Yeah, people be looking, then you'd be like,
All right. I think.
All right, thanks for the break is over.
Yeah, that was a super stellar break, and now a
Let
word
me
from
let me do the stretch.
a word
Look at
for
this.
a word from our sponsor here.
Ouch.
Speed, who's the sponsor?
Just call Brian. I don't know.
Just call Brian when you have issues and you need something resolved. Just call Brian.
Brian has many answers for you. Like where in the morning? How to look like Vinny Vine sauce.
Oh, that's a serious issue there.
He's gonna yeah, how to put you have a beard and a funny personality, but also be serious. Call Brian now. Mario Galaxy. Why?
I don't know.
What was that there?
I just needed an LST to put on there. Okay, so
All right.
So
We're back.
I had before we get started in the next topic here, I had a quick idea that I wanted to go to. I meant to record it, but I just didn't.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, maybe not so much a challenge, but just see if you were interested in doing this kind of thing. And I think it wouldn't be so ridiculous that we get super bogged down from doing it. But I had this interesting challenge of how to really phrase this.
You ask a lot out of me.
I know, and it's not something that's meant to. So I wanted to make a video, an out of context video of myself doing something. And then I wanted to send it to you, and then your job, the challenge for you is what can you do with that video to make it even more amusing to watch?
Oh, but what does this have to do with now?
No, well, I mean, like, this would probably be for starting at the next podcast. Like, I would create the video, and then after you did yours, you would make a quick out of context video, and then I'd have to edit something to.
Oh, and that could be like our what do you call it? Our scene transition.
That, or maybe just like maybe we can make some sort of ridiculous commercial out of it, or just something of the sort. Just kind of like a video editing like goofy thing.
That's what they call tennis on YouTube, like YouTube poops.
Yeah, pretty much.
It could work. I don't know. Hey, Dolly.
What's up, Dolly? How you
Oh, you missed Joke's End.
You did actually.
Well,
Something to think about. I don't know. It's just an idea that came into my head. Okay, so
random.
So our second topic for today that we want to talk about, and we'll probably keep this on the shorter side since we're almost going on to
Okay,
hour 3.
I do have I have a great image that you can start off with. Oh, hello. Oh, that's Johnny saying, why did he send me a picture of a brain?
Maybe it's a big brain idea.
Yeah, big brain. Yeah, this could be the chaser.
Oh god! Actually, can you just send me everything and I'll put it into the folder.
Oh, okay.
Just quick
Yeah, this could also be the chaser.
If I can find.
Yeah, I'm sending you a lot. Sorry, man.
Hold on.
Sorry. This one's a cool one. This is a cool idea. There's a thing.
Okay.
Oh, Johnny said thank you. Okay. You're welcome, person who's not listening in right now.
How do you know?
What's he gonna do? Show up?
Yeah.
Oh, Carly, the last one.
I feel like this is kind of cheating in a sense because it's showing some of them right away, but.
Dang it! Just hide my webcam for a bit.
Yeah. All right.
I'm fine.
Oh, that one. There we go. All right.
The lemurs be at peace. It says when the lemur was in the observatory one day, and then she saw a magic star.
Yeah.
What? Everyone's gonna make fun of my hair. Brian was making fun of it earlier. I know that.
Oh my god.
He was like, "What product do you use?" And I'm like, P. I don't know. I don't use products. That's gross. Product. Get it, gamers?
You stop this right now.
Mysteries. May I take your hat, sir? Carl, you should rename change hat to May I take your hat, sir? And have Patrick on there. Goodness. I have to wear headphones in a weird way. I don't know. I'm showing it to you, I guess, Carl. Because I don't have it like all the way on the top of my head.
Okay, so all right, he's back online, folks. I don't know if I could just find the big folder of pictures that I just downloaded here. Okay, so
Hey, we do have a question segment later. This has been a longer podcast, but it's a good way to get back in form, I think.
yeah, it'll next podcast.
I think we'll cut
probably.
down the second topic. I mean,
Yeah, probably. That's probably the best idea.
because like Carl was like, this will be 2 hours, and I'm like,
Well, truth be told, we also didn't expect to talk about the real world for so gosh darn long.
that was your fault. I just want to talk about Zoom meetings.
Okay,
This is
so
stretching.
all right, what can I start with here?
I'll stretch as sweet. Y'all want to see me stretch?
Yeah, okay,
I could do the.
time to stretch.
Oh, hold on. I have no room to stretch. I could do that the cool like Wii Fit trainer one, like the little. Oh, I have no room. It's like the the little, yeah, never mind. That's all the stretching you're getting out of Kevin. I have no room. I have my keyboard here. Here, I'll do like the that kind of thing, like that, like my white socks. I made sure to wear socks so you guys don't get weird feet nonsense.
Okay,
And then-
so
And then a gangsta pose, cool. That's a stretch. Me being funny, that's a stretch. What are we doing?
did everything get in there? Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. Actually, I'll put this over
Uh-oh,
here.
Mr. Bowser's coming.
So I suggest I throw out the topic. Okay, I'll hydrate too. Let's talk about goofy instruments and what we can find.
Darn it, I should have found a picture of Goofy on an instrument. I didn't
That's
think
a
of that.
fair point. Yeah, you
Dang.
kind of dropped the ball.
I
on that.
failed. I'm a failure.
So
as a
let's talk
person.
about this one first because clearly this has to be talked
Don't
about.
call my hair nonsense. This the recorder. Wait, he's looking at me. He's looking at me.
I don't clearly know what's wrong with the issue here.
I'm really good at working in the camera. Ah!
So I'm gonna scoot us over on the edge here so we have more room to play with.
Oh really, man? What a great idea! Halfway through the stream.
Shh, quiet. Shh.
Which one do I shoot?
Okay, so
I'm pointing the wrong way. Down it.
okay, so
Camera's reversed.
seriously though, I'm gonna go in this in the order of folders. So I apologize if maybe yours are like more towards the end or the beginning.
That's fine. I don't care.
But so okay, so let's start with this one right here.
Who's that?
So can anybody tell me what's strange about this?
Is there
guitar?
like 52 strings on that?
No, but you're very close. You're
I
close. in,
spat on myself.
You're very close in the number.
It's
of
not
something.
12 string. It's
No.
like
Is it anybody?
24 string.
And no.
Do I keep going up? 32, 36.
See, Keelan's got it. It's got.
Oh,
Keelan
yeah.
and Dolly have both got it.
I don't have a guitar,
So this guitar has 52 frets on it.
right?
The idea. If I grab my guitar again here, I'll show you.
Man, you have props ready to go.
So the idea between a guitar like that is that you have. It's basically putting a fret like in between. Sorry, put this down here so you can see. It's like basically putting a fret in between each one of these frets in order to
actually do it down here because you can see better there.
Seems confusion.
Yeah, so obviously there's tones between, there's pitches between each note. On like if you think about a slide whistle when you like go up and down on it, or even a trombone for example, like if you go up
I know
and
what a
down,
fret is.
yeah, so there's like there's more tones in between each of those that
So
are
that one has like too many tones.
yeah, so it's got too many frets.
So, like,
Um,
what would be a note on that?
That's a very good question. The idea is that it makes more sense musically with all those frets to be able to play. So when you think about a piano, you have all the notes
Mhm.
there. Technically speaking, when you play chords like that, they're technically speaking out of tune.
hmm
They're just the best out of tune that you can possibly get.
For goofy images, I didn't think you'd get serious on us explaining. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, they look stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't even know how to play this. Like, realistically speaking, if you had,
I guess you're right.
I'd spend I'd spend an hour and I'd be like, I have no idea what I'm still doing on this instrument because not because like I couldn't find notes, but just more of like I have no idea what's going on here.
You know what though? That guitar gents, dude.
It probably does, but not as much as this guitar right here. When you need
that is 72 strings guitar.
this, I get it's unique and cool, but like there's just no need for this. Well, in the practical sense.
If you went on stage with that, people would duck. Like, oh, oh, smokes. You know, it's funny. How does he get to the higher one? Does he go?
Yeah, or just
and they should all play the same, right?
Yeah, no, just this big giant like, just top to bottom, strum of a chord.
like a ladder.
Yeah,
that's what Snake climbs in.
He just drops the pick on the strings and it just goes all the way down all different.
It goes, what is the But I guess you could tune them differently, but I feel like at that point you would just have two.
So the idea with like a double or triple neck guitar is that you have the Steve Vai guitar is the best example of it. Steve Vai's guitar is set up, if you take 3 of those necks and just kind of focus on that for the time being, one of the necks is a 12 string, one of the necks is a 6 string, and another neck is a 6 string, but it's a fretless 6 string.
Right.
So there's different sounds you get on each of them.
But
and you can set them.
You wouldn't need this many sounds.
Well, more to the point, like this is the kind of thing where it's like this is not really not practical, I guess. To do that, and it just makes more sense of like, well, why don't I just have another guitarist come and play out there? Like that'd be
I think
the correct orchestral move.
If you were playing this for one song, then your song would have too many like different kinds of sounds for the lead too, so it wouldn't sound good. It would sound inconsistent. You have each one sounding too different.
That's a possibility, but I think that wouldn't necessarily be the case, because if you think about a lot of the like just what computers can do with music today, I'd say that that's not really an argument, I guess, in the sense for why this instrument, I guess, shouldn't exist. The biggest reason why this instrument wouldn't or shouldn't exist is just the practicality of it is stupid.
I have a way that it's practical. You know how you like smash the guitar, right?
Yeah.
If you break one, you get seven others.
I guess that's a fair point in a sense, but I mean,
but man, you gotta be swole to do that. Let me tell you.
Good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So next instrument here we have Guy
Fieri
bowing a guitar.
That's Kojima.
In the shape of a violin, which guitars can be bowed, and they sound really nice when they're bowed. In fact, I've bowed a couple of my guitars before, and more to the point, I can beat you, man. You got nothing on me. But more to the point, what I'm getting at is that you can bow something like this too, so it's not unusual.
I hope this is the thumbnail for the video. We look really cool right now. We look like we know what's up. goodness. I hate the back of my head. It's my
So-
stupid headphones. Anyway, this guy's cool.
So I don't know about holding it in that shape though. I think your left arm wouldn't just reach all the way down the fretboard on that. So that'd be like the only issue I have with that, I guess.
do the jazz one next. That one's great.
Well, I gotta go in this order, otherwise I'm gonna get lost in
okay.
what we did and
All
didn't
right.
do. I don't know why this is a harpsichord, is it not?
Yeah, I think so.
So what's strange about it?
Is it really at that angle? I've never seen a harpsichord.
I mean, it might
It
be.
looks strange to me.
It might look like a strange angle, but I don't think it's that unusual.
Because I thought harpsichords were also just like straight,
I mean,
not
it's
like
it's
this
it's
weird
all,
Dutch angle.
well. I mean, when you think about like how the strings are, well, if you think about an upright piano, I mean, the strings literally you have to go, you know.
Oh
they
no,
bend-
I know.
they bend
Like it's
around.
thinner and then shorter when you're going.
Well, they have to like bend around in order to, I guess, to be in the length of it properly. So.
You want to be buried in that then? You defended it more than I thought you would.
All right, so my next one here is a two-parter. I always this isn't so much more of I guess a
Oh,
weird instrument, but at the same time it kind of is. This is a carillon.
Okay.
So that's the
Carol on my wayward son.
so that's the as it's called the manual for the carillon here.
Manuel.
It works like a piano. It looks like it belongs in Rust. So the idea is that you strike the I guess they're levers in a sense. They're
Mhm.
almost the size of your hand. When I saw a carillon player playing, he literally took his fist as such to bang on each of the notes at a time. So you can only really play, technically speaking, 4 notes because you also have the foot pedal below it.
Oh, right.
So it's interesting because like I would think an instrument like that would be more practical to be just done like through a piano system, but at the same time, in order to like bring the strikers out in order to hit the bells, I suppose you need kind of more force in order to hit something like that.
Mm.
But carillons sound great. If you've never heard a carillon,
It's
you
a
should learn.
bell sound. I think because I do some digital music here and there. Obviously not
I think-
professionally, but
I think
I've seen that's in the bell setting, carillons.
by technical definition, I would imagine that Big Ben is technically a carillon. So.
Big Ben goes dun 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 dun.
I don't know if Big Ben was designed with a full chromatic keyboard in there. I don't think so. I think it was just designed to play the one song and that's it. But that would
Could
be.
you imagine you're in Britain one day and you hear the full "In the Garden of Eden"?
Dun,
Play all the
dun, 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 dun.
In the Garden of Eden, baby. In the Garden of Eden, baby. I think a good version of that.
All right, moving on here.
That's interesting. I've never seen it. Like sometimes I just see a setting and I was like, "Oh, that's a bell."
Okay, so here's my next one. This is one of my favorites here.
All right.
This is a harmonica.
Oh man, that's the biggest that's the biggest wafer cookie I've ever seen.
This is the chord harmonica, as it is.
Ooh, it looks cool.
So the idea is that like okay, let's use my Wiimote as an example here as my harmonica. Actually, I might have. No, I don't feel like it. Speed's like I got one. I'm ready. Oh, no, look, he's got one. So, if you look at like a harmonica, there's like holes obviously available to play one note. The chord harmonica has split up into sections that you go from left to right. That you play major, minor, diminished chords and all that kind of stuff, and it's supposed to add. It's supposed to add to your harmonica ensemble in a sense, a chordal, a harmony as it would be.
Right.
So that's the idea behind that. I just find it ridiculous because like that's so much movement.
Yeah. And it must hurt your mouth. Hold on, I was looking if I had a recorder setting. Sorry, harmonica setting. Do I?
On top of that harmonica, they also make this is another two-parter here. The contrabass harmonica, which is one of my favorites there.
Do you have any of these?
The contrabass harmonica costs $1,500 starting.
Ooh, okay.
So,
dang. Harmonicas look cool. That sound cool. I wish I had one. I used to have one, but it's like
I
you know,
would, I would
crappy
love,
one.
love one of these things. They are stellar in sound.
You'd be like, is it Bob Dylan who plays guitar with the harmonica, or is
Yeah.
that someone else? It's there to sound something. Like my Bob Dylan impression.
Well, they have to be massive because of how big just contrabass notes are. You know.
What instrument does a harmonica lie under? Because it's not in reed. I thought it was reed.
Technically, it's a reed.
No, it's not in here on my settings. That's interesting.
Well, because there's reeds inside the harmonica that you have to blow on. So, but it's not like I don't know. It's weird. Reeds are kind of a weird thing because like flutes technically are and aren't reeds.
Since I keep showing the back of my head. Dang it.
So
I hate showing it.
I think it's a
You
lost
hate to see it.
I think it's a lost cause speed. We should move. You should move on.
Yeah. Okay, we have to move on. I'm
Alright,
sorry.
So
I failed you guys.
The next one I wanted to show you guys here is this is from one of mine that I wanted to show.
Is the picture of you again?
I am accurately looking to try to acquire one of these instruments someday. This is a chimbasso.
Ooh.
It is the design of a trombone. It is the range of a tuba. It is played with tuba valves. It is played with a tuba mouthpiece.
It looks like you can kneel down and like fire your rocket launcher.
I mean, it's kind of in that shape. So like if I were holding one, I would hold it like this. The
Go
bell,
over.
yeah, the bell kind of goes over your shoulder like a literal rocket launcher in a sense. So
I see. It's definitely lighter, right, than a tuba.
yeah, it's lighter. The air is more what's called directed, I guess. It's a positioned instrument, like it's positioning the bell to be played forward facing, as opposed to the tuba, which kind of goes up and just goes splat everywhere.
Right. Okay.
So these are not commonly used too often. They are starting to show a little bit more use, I think, in the world. But it's one of those things where it's like you don't get, these aren't a beginner instrument in a sense.
It doesn't look that strange now that I'm looking at it a little more. It looks like a trombone had an accident.
So in Brassland, how they define
Grassland next to Troyland.
How they define the instruments is there's two types of brass instruments. There's the cylindrical
Tenor?
instruments and there's the conical instruments.
Okay.
The cylindrical instruments, which is what this is, and what a trombone and a trumpet is, means that the tubing, if you look from the start of the mouthpiece there, which is right before it kind of wraps around at the top there, as it goes down and then up and then down and then up, the diameter of the bore, which is the piping, like the diameter of how big the piping is from there, stays constant throughout that until it basically hits the bell.
Right.
If you think about a tuba, it basically just starts from the mouthpiece and just gets bigger and bigger until it basically gets to the bell at the top.
Wah.
So the cylindrical instruments are more of a flattier sound, I guess, a more directed
Okay.
sound, and then the conical instruments are more of a warmer
So
sound.
that's what you mean by direct. Okay.
Yeah.
A
that's-
tuba got run over one day. This is if Carl only ate vegetables.
So, yeah, pretty much. I'd
So
agree with
put
that.
you down like that.
So the next instrument that Speed has shown, this is
I'm not any better.
So-
Wait, what?
Speed. Do you want to talk about this?
That's what you use to charm like a big snake.
So this is called the Serpent.
Do is it really?
Yes, called the Serpent. This is a predecessor to the tuba. It was not used very often.
Right.
It sounds like a tuba mouthpiece connected to cardboard, honestly speaking. It was the first attempts to finding a contrabass kind of instrument during that time period around the early 1800s.
So those probably are expensive then, if they're like a prototype kind of deal.
So I think they still technically make them by today's standards. Like you can still buy one. They're not. It's just one of those things where it's like, why? Because they sound not great at all, and it's more of just like for keeping the period understanding of like when they came out with all these brass instruments. There's one called the Ophicleide as well. That's more kind of geared towards what the tuba looks like, but this is one of those beginner things that when they were starting out to try to figure out here. It sounds horrible. I hate the sound of this thing. I hope I never ever have to play.
You know what?
this because-
Do you hate bagpipes or do you like bagpipes?
I do
'Cause
like
can't stand
bagpipes.
Because at college things are like for like 30 minutes. Like I can't stand that. Like is that like one of those to you? Like you just can't stand it?
It's not so much that I can't stand it. It's just that like there's a better instrument out there, and
Okay.
that's not it. So
I guess there's nothing to really replace the bagpipes. So I'm surprised this is turning from, man, look at this funny image, to I have a historical
yeah, I
compendium
know.
or a musical understanding. This is the holophoner.
Now, for the holophoner, when they invented this back in 1774, there was a lot of talk about how to.
I like how smooth we went into this.
I know. I was like,
We-
how long can I keep this going for? I don't know. Okay, so obviously this is a cartoon, and I guess the question is how well could we play it really? Because
well, you need to be the devil.
so, but I mean, like, this is a strange thing because like there's a visual component to this, but
Yeah.
Like-
How do you control the visual and the music?
so I feel like this would have to be kind of like something would have to be like connected to your brain in a sense in order to play this correctly.
It's hard to. It'd be a cool instrument. I always think that visual is just as important as music at times,
Mm.
depending on a performance, right? So, but like, I don't know how to use that. If I did that, you'd see stick figures, maybe, maybe a JPEG. I think the sound of it. What does it sound like to you, if you can recall?
It's just a
It's a
flute, I think.
woodwind.
I'm pretty sure it's just a flute, like that what they used to kind of get the idea.
I think they
across.
added a filter to it. So.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have. So is
Sorry, pardon my language. This is the racist keyboard because there's no flat.
Wow, that's so terrible.
But like, what else do you call?
So wait, is there actually like, are there just only white keys on this piano?
Yeah.
Because like I just look at like from what I'm seeing, it just looks like one.
Look at the
are!
reflection.
Oh, you're right. There
Yeah.
are. It's literally just a white key piano. Oh, that's super weird. It's literally just.
And then look, I had another picture too. So
It's literally the C piano.
I only know I'm not good with flats. that's good for beginners who don't want to work with it. That's weird. If it's an edit, then it's a pretty good edit. I mean, I didn't look into the artifacting, but
It kind of reminds me of the early Irving Berlin piano.
you have a picture?
No, I don't. I just thought of that right now. Let me see if I can find an actual picture of this piano.
But yeah, that's when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is good. This is going on the pictures. Because I was thinking for these, I would go for instruments that lack the part of the instrument, and I was like, this is weird. What benefit would that even have, really? Nothing, really, right? Especially for a professional pianist.
we were talking about earlier the whole with why that guitar had all those frets in there. This kind of actually this funny enough,
Like the opposite?
My picture that I had next year would also probably display this kind of better. This is what's called a microtonal piano. It's the same thing as that 52 fret guitar. Say, I know, sorry.
No, it's not. It's because I have my mic here, so I actually have to look around.
I'll just shrink these two together here to make more sense.
Goodness.
So
It looks
So
chunky.
no, yeah. So essentially, what this is two pianos combined into one is basically.
Did it have different pitches?
Yeah.
or
So
octaves?
the pitches on the upper manual of the piano are all the notes in between the pitches on the lower manual there.
Right.
So
Like this is normal for like an organ or like a electrical organ, but
So-
this is like a piano and it has strings.
so are you familiar with like the flats and the sharps? And
Yes.
how they've kind of functioned. So the upper manual basically works with like half flat, half sharp, and like triple flat, triple sharp kind of stuff. If that
Wish I
makes
could-
sense. So if you
wish
think
I could
about
do that.
yeah, so if you think about like the notes B and C on the piano, think about a note being in between there. That's what the upper manual would be.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so getting into why I brought this up with the other piano is that when you play notes, there was a couple really good videos on frequencies of stuff like that.
Right.
You probably don't need to like really have a full
Use
understanding,
them.
but the basic idea is that sometimes when you work some of those frequencies into what would be, I guess, a key. In this case, like if you think about all the white keys, if you play from C to C, that's the C major scale, as it would, or the key of C. Yeah. So a piano, going back to your picture there, a piano like that, they would repurpose it to be more in tune to be able to play in just that key specifically. The benefit is that the key itself plays and sounds more in tune with itself. Like you'd have to have a little bit more of a trained ear to just kind of understand that and realize it. But the issue then is that all the other keys then, like if you want to switch to another key, obviously number one you can on that piano, but number two it would be
It's hard to tell where you are on that.
It would be horrendously out of tune. So
Right.
that's the basic.
Because like the
idea
black
of
keys
that.
are also there to kind of just indicate where you are on the keyboard. Like I never thought about that until you explained it like that.
Yeah.
It's like where do you start?
So it's yeah. I, mean, I could go into that for hours, but let's move on here. So you
Stop though.
you want to tell me about this one?
This is the Guitar Hero.
So this is the Pat Metheny guitar.
Okay.
There's a lot going on with this guitar, and
There's a harp at the bottom.
Yeah, it's.
I can see that. I've seen the samurai guitarist there's a guitar like that, but
So
not with
my
so many parts.
my true understanding of how you play this guitar specifically is the neck at the bottom there is the only neck that you really melodically play. So like playing melodies on that one. Everything else is based on just harmony. So like one.
So you just strum. instead of, like-
Yeah. I guess like one neck would be like in the key, like a C chord. One would be like a G chord.
That makes sense.
And so it's just kind of like to provide necessarily like a drone effect underneath your melody as you play.
That would really destroy your brain unless you like really figure it out.
But that's the thing though, is that like it looks complicated, but I don't think it really actually is in the grand scheme of it, because you would only strum one of those necks at a given time.
Yeah.
And then you go back to your melody, and it's something where you don't even need to take your left hand necessarily off that neck at the bottom there, because then you could, you'd be strumming, and then you go and
you just
strum
move.
this, and then you go back to whatever you're playing. So, it's more complicated or it's less complicated than it looks, I would say.
But then I feel like then the practical use is a little kind of like you have to really force it.
It's I really wish I had it in my hand, because I could probably demonstrate it so much more better. Because
I understand how it works, because like I saw it like there's a harp and you don't have to go up here and like adjust the string. You just play it and then go back to it.
So this is kind of one of those things where it's think of it as you can only play it for one song, then you have to tune it up to something else.
Oh, okay.
So you play that
It's a
one.
lot of tuning.
Yeah, it's a lot of tuning. So it's I think he only brings
5 minute
it out for,
break.
I think he only brings it out for like one or two things to just kind of wow and dazzle the audience and just kind of.
Okay.
But,
I mean, that's a good practical approach to this
yeah,
weapon.
It's practical. It's just
That is horrendous. This is Keelan.
So, next up here,
But the strings overlap each other too. I just noticed. Is it like high enough?
they're
above
so
to-
they're so set of strings are lower and higher and that kind of thing.
Is that the Got Milk guitar?
So this is a Steve Vai guitar here. Can anybody figure out what's wrong with this guitar?
It's got a GameCube handle.
No.
It's- it looks cool.
I mean, every Steve Vai guitar looks cool.
It's a little JPEGy. Is it like just obvious? Is it the weird thing at the bottom?
So what's up with the
this
weird
one?
thing at the bottom there?
Is it pronged over certain strings?
So well, I mean, think of what happens around that area on a guitar.
You hit it with your face.
No,
You play it with your teeth. Is what I meant.
no. I mean,
to say.
just think about. No, you could play it. It's fully playable.
So does it like mute the guitar when you play it?
No. Think
You're
about.
being smug right now.
No. Just think about this. What piece on a guitar would be down there that makes?
God, I feel like you when you're with Katie and playing Ace Attorney. What evidence do I show?
So, there's a device that affects your guitar. It makes your guitar go. Maybe
It makes it go like me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller?
Give me a little bit more of a hint.
Okay, Keelan's on the right track there.
Those are the wah bars. The
Yes.
wah
Wah.
baloney. So when you play it, it automatically wahs it.
No, well, no.
Is this the Waluigi guitar?
So, yes, Evan's got it. Evan has said
The
it.
whammy bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are 2 whammy bars on this guitar, is what I'm getting at.
Okay. So it's just like crazy.
So
God, I didn't think this would be a quiz.
so most guitars have 1 whammy bar on there. That one has 2.
I know, but I thought that was like a cool guy.
So,
I think that was a problem.
So the idea is that it splits the whammy mechanism between.
Oh,
3 of
okay,
each.
now I get it. So you can whammy one, like the 3 strings, but not whammy the other 3?
Yes, that's exactly right. I look at this guitar, I'm like, this is stupid. Then I thought about it, I'm like, this is brilliant.
That's cool. That's cool idea, because then you can have one part going wah, but then you have another one being normal.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So like back to holding my guitar here because
This isn't goofy.
this one's got a whammy bar of its own. So the issue is that, like, especially if you can see it, kind of, I'll bring it a little bit closer here. When you activate the whammy, you can see that the mechanism really bends up the more you press down on it, and it bends up for all of the strings on it.
Yeah. So it's separate on.
Yeah, so it doesn't make the other strings essentially go out of tune.
You had to guide me a lot there, but I got it once you had to interrupt before you explained it.
But see, now that I guided you through that difficult process of understanding it, you have a much more fuller understanding than if I would have just said, yeah, it's 2 whammy bars, that's it.
Leave me alone. That is cool though. I feel like that's more practical than goofy. All right, is this another quiz? Ow! Ow! Ow!
I'm sorry, I had to.
Wah, wah.
So obviously this is a trombone. It's got valves on it.
That's it.
So the unique thing about this is that you can use both functionalities of the valves and the slide at the same time. They call it a super bone.
The shame is I can't be like, next time, hey, let's find weird art mediums. I can't be like, oh, what's weird about this painting, Carl?
So it's kind of like having a guitar with a whammy or a trombone with a whammy bar essentially on it.
Okay, dude. Hopefully, somewhere on YouTube you have a really big musician following you. He's like, I get it, I know. This guy on the right's a loser. Doesn't know 2 whammy bar guitar. Thought it was a weird rope. Thanks, Jason Alexander.
This is just wrong.
No, it's not. It's jazz, baby. He's playing Black Orpheus on there. Oh, that's the lick. I was about to...
Oh man, what have you done, Speed?
Hey! Did I do it?
You're fired.
Okay. What else is... Oh, but I got water. I got... yeah. Now I'm watered. Look at this. This is the Grim Reaper right here. Look at how straight-faced he is holding it too. He's like, yep, this is my guitar. I call it the D.
So this is James Buchanan's guitar. What happens is that the acoustics can go all the way through around the thing. I'm just making things up at this point. It's just a design.
I didn't believe you at all. There's no hole. So like maybe there is a percussive kind of thing going on.
No, there's
where
a
it
hole.
uses the length of it.
There's definitely
There's
a
a
hole.
hole?
Yeah,
It's hard to see it.
So by his knee, where the guitar is resting on,
Oh,
that's called an F hole.
but that's interesting though, because that could actually change the sound of the guitar, right? Having a wider chamber.
I don't know what that would do for this guitar. I guess there are F holes throughout that though. I just searched them. Oh, I actually
Alright.
don't know about this one. I imagine that there probably wouldn't be too much like of a unique difference, but there might be more of a more fuller sound, I guess, that would come and emanate from that.
That's interesting.
So, and
Like, this is interesting to analyze it more properly. Like when we're looking at cars, they just look stupid. But like this one is like maybe there's a reason.
and then
Maybe there's a purpose.
and then last but not least, we have this dumb thing. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, it's the Vanuva, isn't it? I hate you. One day I'll get real good at it, man, and you'll be all like,
So here,
man,
okay.
it's spicy.
Okay, here's the thing. So this is just a poor
How many times have we argued about this instrument?
This is just a this is just a poor man's soprano saxophone and
Saxophone.
nothing else.
Man, here I'm gonna play it. Hold on. Is it soprano?
It sounds like you're playing more of the holophoner.
It's the hold on. Do I have a different sax? I have an alto.
You just like playing the took you quite a few tries there.
So I changed the hand.
I hate these things. Just soprano saxophone. Just soprano saxophone.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so that's all the pictures that we have from there. If you have interesting and unique instrument pictures to send us, you can email us at please don't email this podcast at gmail.com.
Email us with some ideas too.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have the suggestion box, but it's like it's cool to have ideas.
Yeah, we like to. Oh God, I'm
that
sorry.
you guys want to discuss.
That was
What'd you do?
That was the speed channel for a second.
Oh, uh-oh, bad word.
Okay, so we've added a new section onto our podcast now.
Yeah, we did.
I'm super excited for this because I have no idea what we're getting to.
I won't be able to hear it actually, unless I play it on my end too.
Well, I'll listen to it without. So let me mute the music here. Okay, music's muted. All right. So we have a new segment here on the Please Don't Watch This podcast. This is our question of the day. This question has been submitted by Brian, and let's take a listen here. It's an audio question that Brian has nicely submitted for us.
Okay.
Are we ready for that extra credit? That's the spirit. So, all you have to do to earn your extra credit is write a 10-word sentence on what you've learned in boating school.
All right.
Okay. Give me a. Wait, hold on. We need some writing music here.
I don't have like because this is my art one. I don't want to actually write in that. Oh, I have this. Oh no!
What are you doing, man?
I drew on that. Dang it! I drew on these. Oh well. I'll just write on this here.
I can't find
10
it.
words.
Oh,
What I
gosh.
learned in boating school, right? Is the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. We're not ready yet. I didn't know this was gonna be a. We have to respond this in depth.
Don't I look swell?
Hold on. Almost there. Explanation. That's what it's called.
Bing.
Whoops. Can I get a longer version of that? Okay, let's go.
Okay, 10.
Oh, that
10.
that
What did
didn't
I
pass.
learn in Barnacle school? Boating school.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I learned in boating school is, okay, I got mine. I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. Okay. What's the song?
It's from Skull Monster.
We ain't gonna take it.
Which I have to play at some point. Troy's been craving the day that I play it.
All right, what's yours?
All right, so I've responded with what I learned in boating school is Waluigi is cool.
Pretty good answer.
Mm.
Here's mine.
Oh God.
Boat.
Can yeah, there you go. He spent a lot of
I
time.
did it in
running that.
different fonts.
Yeah, no kid. Where's the Comic Sans font though? That's what I thought.
Awful.
Yeah, awful.
I can't copy boat. I can't copy. What I learned in boating school is that I suck.
Okay, that works. That's 10. All right, we've done it. Thank you for the question, Brian. That was a very informative question. I'm yeah.
glad you made him do all that work. That was a lot of effort.
So we need somebody to take over for the next question that we have here on the Please.
Yeah,
Don't
if you have a
Podcast.
voiced one, that's cool. If you don't, just send an email. You know, it's fun. We want to have fun here on stupid.com.
This is like
so where are we?
The strong bad questions now. What did I learn in boating school today? Craftly, yours.
Delivered.
Son Brian.
Delivered. So we're at our closing segment. First off, we're gonna check if there's
Any emails?
Yeah.
Okay. He's checking his emails right now.
Okay. Well, we still have Zorx's application. Remember when you sent out the call? Only Zorx was interested, probably because he saw how you treated me. What are you doing? What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just checking my phone.
Okay, look at my crappy phone case.
I don't even have a phone case.
Ooh, it's so fun. So here is Zorx's application. So we still doing this? This is December 1st, 2019. That just clarifies.
Oh my God.
Because I would like to apply for a position at Hexagon Inc. Good sirs and or madams, I provide no skills and have no outstanding talents. Thank you for your time. Oh, so you're kind of like Tom.
Oh my God.
You're hired. You're the only one who sent an application.
Oh my God. That's so.
Someone
Wow.
clip that and at Tom. I don't know if you heard that.
Well, I'm sure he's lurking here. He's probably like, they said what about me?
What's he gonna do? Scare more of my
There he
coins away
is.
and make me the
There's-
traitor?
There's Tom.
Tom is one of my favorite people in this group, even though I barely talk to him. Because you know what's weird? I feel like we both have equal standing in the group in terms of respect.
Yeah, that was pretty cold to Tom, though. I don't know.
Should I do an apology video? Should I take off my glasses and earphones and go, Tom, I'm sorry? And then you could play like Return to Xanarkand.
No, I have to play music from like Dirge of Cerberus.
All right, well, I think we're at our end segment. We got a lot of talking to do here.
Oh, so
And,
so with
well,
that,
my question is, how regular will this podcast be?
well,
you know?
before we get into that, I have to answer the emailed question here. And make a decision. Unfortunately, due to major setbacks and major budget cuts that had to be taking place here, I have to decline the need for help at Hexagon Inc. at the moment. Until
Yeah, we're kind of pretty packed here.
Me, I want me.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
You're useful.
So, someday my employees will get paid.
Okay. Do you want me to say anything to that? Or-
No.
Carl did pay me recently. It hasn't processed, but thank you, boss, for paying me for making JPEGs of
This true.
stuff.
Now he's got nothing to complain about.
I could still complain. It's my right as an idiot.
Well, see, the real reason why Meb left is that we were actually downsizing, and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a bit of a shame, but you know, we can't pay for his child.
Oh man, that's cold. That's true.
We don't have the money.
That's true though.
All I got is
100%
this-
true.
This is all I get to my name. Oh, hold on, that was almost a middle finger.
All
Oops.
right. So
That's like when Colin had the thing, and like Ryan was like grabbing his finger, other finger. So let's what to close with, Carl. You
Okay,
put stuff here.
so I guess just the upcoming schedules and stuff. You have one stream that might be coming this week. Sounds
Yeah,
like?
I'd like to do more, but like I got a midterm this week.
Sure.
And
that's understandable.
what?
That's understandable.
Oh, I thought you said you're forgettable. I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, you're forgettable.
Oh, okay, thank you. I don't know what to stream for that. Like, I have some ideas. Like, what's the song?
Oh,
Pick the Siva Gunner again, bruh. Come on.
No, it's just replaying the playlist.
Oh, play the end of mine. I put something here.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so yeah.
Like I was just gonna talk about how there's a AI dungeon. That's a cool idea. Because they keep adding more and more to it, and I think people would enjoy, just going on stupid text adventures. I want to work more on that though. I want to add visuals. I've also been thinking about doing like a fighting game kind of stream, but
Mhm.
like have an intro for that. There's a lot of ones where I want to do it, but I want to have an intro at least, even though, admittedly, not a lot of people are there at the start of a stream. I like the intro thing. I feel pleased when it comes out. Besides that, like, I don't know, Minecraft's such an easy option nowadays, so
Yeah.
we'll see. Like for example, I haven't done Wii Sports again because I want to have a dramatic intro because of the 3 hours or so I spent on that. I think it would be cool to return to it and like have a challenge.
AC still being talked about.
Yeah, idiot. That's good. But sorry, I have a little more.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I poked around the idea of another event. I don't have my GameCube here though, but I would like to see for 12 hours how far can I get in Magical Melody. And after I do that, no one else can tell me I haven't played Magical Melody or asked me. I will link them to that and I will expect them to rewatch all 12 hours. I think that's a cool way to go about it though, because like that game is not like, I want to play another Harvest Moon, but it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time to spend in
Maybe
the fictional farm universe.
Maybe that'll be your monthly events. You just do 12 hours of Magical Melody and then not play for a month, and 12 hours of Magical Melody and not play for a month.
Well, the same file or a new
Yeah.
one, and to see how far I can.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's up to you, really, how you want to do it.
We'll workshop it some more. I have some ideas. You know, I wish they would get a little more like, this is a good idea or this is a bad idea. I don't know. This is on loop. Besides that, nothing else for me. I'm not doing music or videos. in this schedule he sent me, he has upcoming schedules, dash videos, dash streams, dash music. I mean, I do want to do beatbox. That's always fun. Anyway, that's enough out of me, boss man.
Okay, so for my week upcoming here, we're gonna finish Randomizer on. I'd like to finish it tomorrow. I that's an optimistic assumption,
Yes.
if I'm being honest. So maybe Tuesday.
But you've
we'll
been
finish
streaming
that.
it like 4 hours each time. So.
I have been, which I'd like to keep that momentum up, but we'll see about that. So as soon as I'm done with that, I was thinking about doing Link to the Past Randomizer, but I think it's time to take a break after that since I've done.
Enough
this.
randomizers.
It's time to move on to something new. So
Winnie the Pooh.
I haven't actually thought about what I wanted to go on to afterwards. I've been thinking about doing something not Nintendo related because I feel like I've just been Nintendo this, Nintendo that, Nintendo. So I don't know yet.
Yeah, you kind of want to mix it up, obviously, but I mean, I feel like it's also been doing pretty well for you.
I apologize to everybody that is subscribed to the VODs channel once again. There has been a lot of upload as of recent. Probably
Hey, there was a good one recently.
tomorrow I think is going to be the upload of all of Breath of the Wild, since I have the thumbnail as it is ready to go, so I don't need speed to have that made for me. But that'll be 16 parts on there. I still have many other things that need to be uploaded.
And I haven't really worked on thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like I'll work on 2 at a time because like I don't want them to just be a picture
Yeah.
of some random screenshot. But then again, that's the easiest. So sometimes you'll notice if I don't have an idea, that's what's gonna be on there.
But yeah, as far as then the YouTube channel, obviously Super Paper Mario starting tomorrow morning. It's starting tomorrow at either, I think I set it for 1 p.m. or noon. I don't remember. I know
You asking me?
Pikmin is at 9 a.m. each day. I think that's a decent amount of time for everybody to get to that. And Super Paper Mario at noon, I think would be all right with that. Hopefully that doesn't over tax you guys for watching my videos. You're more than welcome to watch it at your own pace. Do what you can. But yeah, that's.
We're both swinging our chairs.
The other thing, I might try and get a song out this week if I am up to
Ooh,
it.
who knows what it'll be?
I have an interest in doing that. It's all depending on just how I feel this week, really. So.
And I helped.
But I think that's everything. That's YouTube. Oh, and I gotta figure out. I might ask you on the off time to help me out in making a channel intro again. I
don't want it.
Wow. Whatever. Woot, a position just opened up.
That should be the channel intro.
I don't want.
Can you help me make a channel intro? I don't want it. And then, unbelievable. Carl 101. It's a good idea.
But yeah, that's I think that's everything that I want to get done. I'd like to go back to playing another jam on Friday again, if possible.
I think you should do them once every other week, so then you kind of
get some more songs kind of available.
Yeah. And you're not as tired because it is tiring to stand. If I had to stand during this whole thing, I would be sitting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it to every other week. But I like playing is the thing, so it's just.
The music man likes to play instruments.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm still balancing things, and I'm trying to get more music out so we can all enjoy and listen to that. But I think that's I think that's everything that I've talked about. For those of you that joined in late, there's an earlier section of the podcast that I recommend you go listening to about the future of my YouTube channel, which is nothing bad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the stupid podcast.
There's nothing at all bad. Nothing. There's nothing bad. If anything, it's all good.
It's all interesting stuff, but I recommend you go check it out.
Yeah, he's
earlier.
retiring next week.
I'm
so.
not retiring next week. Okay, just you stop that right now.
Shut up.
But yeah, any help that I guess you can provide, whether the most anybody I could ever ask for is just to watch my stuff, and that's about it. So,
I'm trying, man.
yeah. So if you're all
But I'm here in the.
if you're all behind on my videos, what the heck are you doing? You stop this right now and get yourself caught up right now.
Or can I have a burger?
I'm sorry. I wanted a taco.
the sauce is $20.
No, sir. The board says the sauce.
Oh wait,
is
what about
15 cents.
VODs? So you're uploading what recently?
So tomorrow I'm hoping to have Breath of the Wild uploaded since I have the thumbnail
Okay.
for that. So that'll be good. I'm pretty close with getting the Twitch channel pretty much just obliterated with all those videos.
I have a question. Do you have one that you really just want to upload so that I could work on that? I feel like it's better since it's like you gave me just like a huge list. I'm like, I don't know what to work with. I think if you've like, okay, I want these done, then I'll be like, okay, well, I'll figure something.
I was thinking about that, and I think the best option for you right now is let's do the videos that have series first, like Mario and
Okay.
Rabbids, the Crash stuff, and probably even Monster Hunter. I could start uploading that too.
that stream and Breath of the Wild have like the saddest endings.
Yeah, they do. They're both depressing endings.
I still think Breath of the Wild, you should at least just have a thing where you do like another shrine or something, so you don't end it on such a sour note.
That VOD might be gone. There's just VODs that I just don't feel like having. They're stream exclusives, as I like to say them.
Okay.
But I guess I'll throw you guys one more thing, because I am planning a day of actually inviting everybody out to my town in Animal Crossing. I'm still setting up many things. But I'm like, I've started to work on public areas, I guess, as it is. And
I was gonna offer you to get those like arcade machines for you.
yeah,
But, like I just blew a bunch of money on bridges and turnips, and so that'll have to wait. Unfortunately, I blew a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm out of money. I only have 300 bells, 1,000 bells in the.
Oh, you have a slot
bank
machine? You
account.
should send me that. But yeah, if anybody's got I'll post it in the Discord, which you guys should all join, by the way.
I want stuff. I don't know what.
But
I like stuff.
But yeah, that's about all.
You have a quote? What's the quote of the day?
Oh, the quote of the day.
Sorry to
is,
spoil, but like that's the thing he was gonna end on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I did also bring in a quote of the day thing to put in here. So
I didn't make one.
To end this off before Speed goes on a super ramble or just questions my.
Oh wait, but I have another. Do you see my cool poster?
The quote of the day today is to eat a mountain of chicken.
Is that an order or a quote?
No, it's the quote.
You want an order of mountain of chicken, sir?
Anyways, that's gonna do it for our podcast. We were gonna play Minecraft, but we're almost to the 4th hour now, so I think it's time to end it now.
Right. Do I look tired? Everyone says I always am tired at this point, but do I look tired? That's the question.
I don't know. Does Speed look tired? Ask us or respond or send us an email. Please don't watch this podcast. Please don't email this podcast at gmail.com.
We would appreciate if you had if it got a little more play, just because it's a gimmick that I was pushing for.
Yeah, we enjoy reading emails, and when we say we, I mean Speed, because he's the actual owner of the account, and I just go off what he says.
It's a stupid segment.
So I guess one last thing to talk about really quick is I think the next podcast that we're planning on is 2 weeks from now.
He didn't tell me this at all. He's like, we're planning on it. It's like, he didn't tell me.
Because I think we're still doing just the bi-weekly format, but unless we feel saucy. But we like playing video games on the stream too. So
barely.
Wow, whatever.
Thanks for coming.
Anyways, yeah, thanks everybody. That's gonna do it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow with more randomizer, in which we hopefully finish it. So. Anyways, thanks everybody, and goodbye.
Oh, I should do Logan's. He does that. Right? Is the outro playing? Yeah, it is. Is the outro in the podcast? I actually don't know. It's not, is it? Are you talking to? What? They can't hear you? Oh, now it sounds like I'm talking crazy. Oh, this sucks. I can say all the swears you want, so I have to wait for 10 minutes to say that.